Do you believe that the footage you showed me could be faked? Can it be like a movie production company that can actually make that footage
in post?
Is it possible?
I will bet my life I was in Antarctica.
Bet your life? How come you bet your life? You bet when you don't know. You bet when it's like gambling, like it's like when it's casino.
You ask.
Would you be able to swear on your life, on the life of your children, on the Bible, on whatever that's most important for you, that you were there? I believe something when I know about something, I swear, within a second. But you don't want to swear.
All right, welcome everybody to, I guess we're calling it the final experiment debate, if you will, or something like that. There are still people left in this world, believe it or not, that haven't realized yet that the trip was very real. So we're going to have a conversation today. We've got Sam from Flat Earth Reconnaissance here. We've got Dave McKeegan here. We've got myself. And we're going to do, hopefully without a moderator. Sorry, I'm putting on my headphones here. Hopefully without a moderator, it should be fine. We're going to have a little time section and we should be well behaved, I think. And basically, Dave and I will be taking the position. Obviously, we were both on the trip. We know exactly what happened. And let me bring them on right now. Let's see if we get them over here. I'm getting intermittent sound in my headphones. I don't know why. There we go. There we go. So first, let's say hi to Sam. Sam?
Hi.
Can you tell everybody who you are, where your channel is, all that fun stuff, while I fix my headphones?
I'm not really anybody. I'm just a simple guy. I have a Flat Earth channel called Flat Earth Reconnaissance, and I understood that the Earth is flat, but a couple of years ago, and I invested myself into like understanding more, and how come we are being lied about it, and why, like, and who, who's behind it. So it's very interesting. So I've been dedicating myself into like understanding all these things. I made a few videos, and here I am with you talking about TFE and maybe other things also, but
okay. And we also have joining us Dave McKeegan. Dave, thanks for joining us. Hello, how are you? Now tell them who you are.
So yes, my name is Dave McKeegan. You may remember me in Jeran. I was in that really cold place with you about 10 months ago.
I do remember. Yeah, so thank you for being here. So I don't know, I know Sam had emailed you, right, and said that he wanted to have a discussion with you. And so we just figured we'd kill two birds with one stone. So we're here, Sam, and I guess if you want to go ahead with like a 4-minute intro to kind of give a overview of your position, and then Dave and I will split time however we need to either give our side, or we'll give our opening, and then from there we'll just kind of have a back and forth. You can say the things that you think or that you found, and we will give you our opinion. Sound good?
sounds good.
Okay, go ahead, and I'll start your clock whenever you start.
Okay, so let's start about that TFE trip. In my opinion, I wish I could believe that it happened, but I have no other choice than to understand that it could not happen. So of course now we have a problem, because you're saying that you went in that cold place there, but actually there are so many anomalies in your footage, in your behaviors, that it's impossible to believe that you were actually there. So even David Weiss is saying, like, that the sky was faked and the sun was fake and everything was fake, the snow was fake, but you were there. And later on, I'll explain why it's so important for him to insist on that point, and why it's so important for you also to insist on that point that, you were actually there. So the thing is that I've talked to McToon about some of these anomalies, and all the time he was telling me that it was because of technical problems related to the 360 degrees camera. So I checked, and I couldn't find on the internet any footage of a 360 camera that had the same glitches, that had like as many glitches and anomalies as in the TFE footage. So I don't think it's true. I believe also that the glitches you have and the anomalies, some of the anomalies we have in that footage views, can be found and can be seen uh, in the displays, LCD screen displays that we see in the sphere. I made a small video just to compare it. So that the only type of anomalies I saw in the footage are the ones I saw also in that sphere. I don't say that you were there, but that actually maybe those glitches are not produced by the camera you had there, but simply by the screens that we believe were there, because the point is that we believe that you're in a studio somewhere, some sort of a studio. We don't know where yet, but we believe it was totally fake, and of course that's going to be a wide subject of discussion. But the thing is that if I claim it was fake, I also have to understand why it was faked and what was the point in faking it and all that, and what was the objective behind this. And we've been working hard, and I believe we understood what are the objectives behind the TFE operation, which was not, to my mind, to prove that the Earth is flat, because it's obvious that all these mistakes uh, were made. Some of them, let's say, were made on purpose, because you're not that stupid. You're not even I, who don't know nothing about um, how to to take pictures of films of like 360-degree movies. I would not have made so many mistakes. So it's kind of suspicious that there is so many gross mistakes being made about this footage. So we'll talk about it later on. But again, my position is that you could not be there, and that you were someplace else, not that cold. So that's my first statement. You can go ahead. You can take my time, no problem.
Okay, thank you for that. Dave, you can go ahead and start us out if you want. Go for as long as you need to, and I'll kind of pick it up.
Well, I mean, I don't really need to put a statement out in terms of position. I think our position's pretty self-explanatory. I would be curious to know as to which glitches you are referring to that you say can't be replicated. Mistakes on purpose. Again, I'd be very interested to know what mistakes you think we'd made and what ones we would have done on purpose. And given you've gone with the position of you have to believe that it's fake, I would like you to say what evidence we could present to you that would convince you that it was not faked. Because we went into TFE knowing we were dealing with conspiracy theorists who were going to be going over every single piece of information, and one video wasn't going to be enough, and we shot multiple different videos. And so yeah, we were going in with the intention of expecting pushback. So I would be curious as to what position where your line in the sand is, if you like, that would convince you that we are, or are you just going to automatically dismiss everything because it goes against flat Earth? Also, I would ask, where is your position in terms of what you think we actually did? Because we were in Chile, we were live streaming while we were in Chile, in a fairly recognizable spot that you can go to Google Earth and verify we were actually in Punta Arenas. And then I've recorded, and so has Critical Think and MC Toon, the flight to Antarctica from that airport to Union Glacier. So do you acknowledge we at least went to Antarctica, or are you in the position that you think we were never there in the first place? That's the only thing I would like to know. That's half the time, Jeran. So do you want to take the remaining half?
Sure. Sam, so when you and I talked offline, I just want to make sure that you would repeat this again. I asked you, or I was telling you about what I saw in the south and the north, and then I said, so the South Pole exists. And what did you say about if the South Pole exists, then it means that the Earth cannot be flat, correct?
Of course. Normal.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Right. So I mean, so the thing about this is that people can go there and do every year, right? I mean, it's upwards of thousands. I mean, I'm not sure the exact number, but thousands of people go there every year as tourists. They all see what we saw. So you have a lot of people that would be lying. I think I showed you, and I can show again, the Antarctic Marathon, which happens every single December. And you can go to their website, which is just in search, type in Antarctic Marathon, and you'll see that there's videos from every single year, not 2020 because of COVID, but every other year, all the way back to like 2000, maybe 15 or 2005 or something like that. Anyway, you can see videos of all those people running that marathon. Now, we landed our plane in Union Glacier and picked up those people. Those people got onto the plane and they went home. And so we did get to see some of them. I know Austin and some other people were interviewed some of them. It's just kind of funny that those people are there every year. You can go look at that and see that they're also there. So there's enough evidence now at this point that I think people should start to realize and move forward with the fact that the South Pole exists. You can get to the South Pole from where we were in South America in about 4.5 hours, or maybe 5.5 hours. You can get there from South Africa in about 6 hours, and you can get there from Australia in like 7 hours. That is impossible unless we have a converging lines of longitude. And so once you realize we do have converging lines of longitude, they have to be converging towards a bottom of something, which would be a sphere. So I piggyback off what Dave said too. I want to know specifics of what you think couldn't have happened because we were there and it happened. So that's about it for me. Go ahead and you can respond to that as you need to, Sam.
Okay, no problem. So just to answer what you just said about the people in Antarctica, it's true. There's a lot of people in Antarctica, lots of footage, and not only just from recent times. It for like 80 years we have footages of people working there, going there. But the thing is that I don't think that TFE was made to prove that you could run in Antarctica. It was it was made to prove that there was a 24-hour sun. And where the problem is with what you're saying is that despite all these people that go there for so long, there's no video of the 24-hour sun for like 80 years. Now there is a couple of videos that were made by Anthony Powell that were proven totally fake and easily proven fake. So the point is that since there is people and there are people in Antarctica that are going there, no problem. But how come, we have to go now in 2024 to try to prove that there is 24 hours in Antarctica when it's so easy? It would be so easy to just call somebody, say, hey, I give you like $500, $1,000, just, film the 24-hour sun. Well, I made such an expedition there. You understand? So that's already suspicious before it starts. You understand? It doesn't make sense because, I tell you something. Truth has to make sense. When you have too much to prove, when you have too much to justify, you understand? So it proves by itself that it is false because truth can be proven very easily. For example, the Earth is flat, waters, don't bend, the Earth is stationary, and then, we can apply that theory, on the field because, we can justify that, what we're saying is true because we can see it. Now, what you are doing with all your calculations, which are perfect, I have nothing to say about everything that you demonstrate all the time. And I'm not actually an expert in that. I'm not, you got the wrong guy because I don't understand all these things. But I know one thing. I know that all those calculations that you make that appear to be perfect and right do not apply to reality. Those are just demonstrations that show us how your imaginary world is working. I give you an example. You see a car. You know what a car is. You've been, you probably drove cars already, and we know that those cars exist. So now if I had to create a car, I need science, like physics, chemistry, extra. So now if I do like you do, demonstrate how a car works, the difference between you and I is that my demonstration is applicable to reality because then I can show you here, this is a car, we can drive it. Now, what you're doing is that you're demonstrating that something is working theoretically, but actually doesn't apply to reality. So that's the problem I have with that. Now, again, to say that you were never there when it looks like you were there, also I'm gonna have to explain, what was the possible reason, let's say, behind all this. But we'll talk, later on about this. I have no, unless you want to talk now about it, but I don't want to,
Well, just to make, so you're saying that Dave and I are blatant liars, and that we actually are working against humanity by lying about the shape of the Earth. That's what you're saying.
Well, actually, if you never were there and you say you were there, yes, of course you are lying. But I don't believe you are lying just like that for personal reasons. I believe you're part of something much bigger. So that means it's a professional lying. It's not just like an opinion. It's like you understand. So of course this is what I believe, and then we we can try to understand if I
So
believe it right.
do we
Yes.
also work with YouTube to allow them to allow us to put up things that are so-called live streams and they're not?
I,
Do we
I,
YouTube's in on it?
I have no idea about how YouTube works, but I know that I don't trust them too much because they're part of the establishment. They're part of the mediatic establishment. So, but I don't know what to believe about this because I never really studied the case. But of course, look,
Okay,
for
let me just
example,
show you. I'm just going to show you something real quick. This over here is the my YouTube channel. It's been up the entire time. It's never been changed. And you'll notice that starting here, we had a conversation before. It says Antarctica Bound. Then you'll notice here, live from Punta Arenas. So we went live on the first day we got there, which was the 11th. Okay, this is the second day. We went live on the 12th. This is from Punta Arenas. This is the third day on the 13th. We went live from Punta Arenas. This is the 14th, the day that I arrived in Antarctica. This is the 15th, the day after. This is the 16th, the day after that. This is the 17th. So every single day, I live streamed from the ice, making it prohibitively impossible that it could be faked because I was talking to people in the chat. Also, if you go to my chest cam footage, you'll see which came out after in here somewhere. The chest cam would be under videos, not live. So under videos, just wanted to find this real quick. That chest cam footage shows me talking to Lisbeth in the airport, and I give the scores to the football game that happened the night before. It's a Thursday night football game between the Niners and the Rams, and I tell you the score of that game that was the day before. So it couldn't have been that we were there years earlier or whatever you want to say. So good. I just wanted to point that out, that there is evidence that people act like we didn't chronicle this trip, which is crazy. The other thing is, let me just bring this real quick. And if I bring up let's see what you guys see here. Okay, so this is my Gerants, and I told everybody ahead of time, this is not news. I said I will be chronicling the trip at t.me/Gerants. So if you go through this, and you have to scroll back to find the date because this is date. I forgot where it said the date. Anyway, you can get it to come up here. But you'll see that every time that we did anything, here's me talking. I don't even know what I'm saying here. Here's me on the airplane going to LA, I believe. But you'll see that I chronicled my whole trip. Here's us flying down there. Then I get to the point where I'm here at the airport in Buenos Aires talking to Lisbeth and Austin. This is where I first met them. And then here's us driving. Oh, so this is us in Chile. So we've arrived. We've been picked up by this van. You can actually look at where we're at. This is Chile. You can go look on Google Earth and find where we're driving here. And you can see we're here. We have all our luggage and gear. Punta Arenas. We will go live this evening. I will be adding Austin and Elizabeth as posters on this channel, so please share it wide. So we did chronicle the whole trip. You can go through this. Here's me in Punta Arenas. Watch. You'll see that I turn and I show where we are exactly in Chile. And there's Lisbeth, and there's my phone. I turn it around. There's Austin talking with Duffy. There's Jonathan Morandi on the right. So there is no question about whether or not we were there's the hotel that we stayed in behind us. Like, are you at a point that you think that this is CGI, that people are making AI videos with people and walking them like this? Like those people, those people. So my question is that it's embarrassing that people that call themselves researchers don't even know that this exists. They're like, oh, we researched TFE and Jeran doesn't have any footage and Jeran never has any proof that he was where says he was. When I told everybody, hey, it's going to be here on t.me/Gerants, and I chronicled the whole trip. So you can go through here. Here's us eating dinner on the first night that we got there. There's Dave sitting down there, Austin, there's Duffy, Critical Think, Tune at the very end of the table. We are having a little conversation. I said, it's like Thanksgiving dinner lasted about 10 minutes before the argument broke out. This is as fun as shitting your pants on a date. So, that's but what it was. So then we went live here. Then we just keep going. So this whole trip was chronicled. And then let's see here. This is me talking about us having to get ready to go on the plane the next day. And see that's still in Punta Arenas. Oh, here's the, this is the video. Let me just listen to this. We're here. We're ready to go.
Oh, y'all have pictures.
Here's Saturday, December 14th.
Saturday, December 14th.
How do we know that? The 49ers lost to the Rams on Thursday, 12-6. And I wouldn't be able to know that unless it was after that date. So we are ready to board, as you can see. Antarctica. Here we come. Or here we go. Oh shoot, I don't have to get my boarding pass out. Okay, so just showing, there's us in the Punta Arenas airport. Here's us boarding the 757 jet. You can see all of us here. Critical thing. Here we go. Duffy, Mark. There's all of us. Like, these things cannot be faked. Like, this is not the moon landing where you're like, oh, there's one video footage and that's it. And all of us are filming each other. It's like kind of prohibitively impossible. Here's us getting on the plane. There's the empty plane. We take off. There's the beautiful ice as we fly in there. Here's us landing. Oh, that's us on the what do they call it? The scenic route. Here's us at, there's a nice video of the camp. Oops, no, we don't need to watch that one. And then we've got us arriving. Here's us flying out. So anyway, there's this screenshot from my time lapse. There's the Wi-Fi code, so now you have it, so you can steal your Wi-Fi if you want. Anyway, the fact is that this trip did happen, and there's plenty of evidence that anybody should be able to look at and say, okay, the trip happened, they were there. And then from there, you can come up with whatever ideas you want about why the sun was there. You can be like Dave Weiss and pretend that we can plasma blast of laser suns in the sky when it's supposed to be dark there. Remember, I mean, that would be the flat Earth position. It got dark, but we didn't. So anyway, I just want to know: are you saying then that this footage that I've taken is all fake, or is this not the ice? I mean, where do you see this anywhere else besides? I've never seen it in my life, and I've flown a lot of places. Never seen sea ice like that. We were definitely going south. We had our compasses out. It was going dead south. Somebody else made a comment about that, saying, "Oh, you couldn't be going south because the South Magnetic Pole isn't where the South Pole is." Yeah, but if you go look at a map, when you're flying from South America to Union Glacier, the South Pole is behind Union Glacier. It's in the water south of Australia, but it is in a south direction. So if your compass says you're going south, that is correct. Okay, we weren't trying to fly towards the South Pole. That's not where Union Glacier is. Here's some beautiful mountains here. Looking out the window, again, you would have to assume then that this is fake. I didn't go there, according to you. So this is a sphere in Las Vegas, I guess, out the window somehow. So anyway, you can just go through this if you want, and that's still available. t.me/Durance. It's up there. It's now been changed over to me ranting a lot, but this is all still here. Here's us at the camp. Here's us when we got there, back on the plane. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to show, because I don't really get any more. I can understand when we first got back, people had questions. I get that. But then after that, once there's all this evidence starts coming out and you can see that we were there clearly, you've got Duffy, who has a 24-hour video. I mean, you guys act like we didn't do anything there, or that nothing was impressive when we live streamed there. Find another person live streaming from Antarctica. I live streamed every day when I was there in Antarctica. So go find me one person that does that. So we did do a lot, and I do think it was important that we went there. You said, why did you go there? You could have just called somebody. You guys don't even believe us when we went there. So do you think you'd believe us if we said, hey, we called down there and some guy filmed it for us? No, you would never believe that. So here's the problem with conspiracy theorists, in my opinion now, is that you've already got the decision in your mind. You already think you know the truth. And so any bit of evidence to you is evidence to use however you want. You can just twist it to mean whatever. So at that point, you should just recognize that you will forever be a flat earther, because how could something happen that would change your mind? It can't, because you would just assume it's fake. If you already think it can't be, there can't be a South Pole, then anything else would be the same thing, right? Any proof that would prove the globe, you're going to deny and just say is fake or is fabricated, right? Go ahead. I use that full time. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No problem. Okay, check it out. First of all, there are lots of glitches in your reasoning as well, and I'll tell you which
My
ones.
reasoning?
Yeah, in the fact you're using speed, using quantity, and you can probably convince people, that don't have the time to hear everything you say and to check everything you show. But when we take the time, to reason, because you have to know something, that flat earthers are not stupid. Don't make that mistake. Because flat earthers are acute people. They are straight people. I'm talking about like true flat earthers, right? Not fake ones, of course. So at my experience, they are smart people, intelligent people, acute people, thinkers, investigators, and fair. They know how to be fair. They know how to recognize when they're wrong. And I've done that experience already with them. So the thing is that, in what you just said, there are a few problems. First of all, because you can show us, uh, films like footage that look genuine, that look real. I don't have nothing to say about this footage. But then you jump into the conclusion, because this footage look real, then we saw 24 hours in Antarctica, and that was stupid to, even think that you were never there. But wait just a second. You're jumping too fast. you prove the point. This footage is okay. Now I can show you other footage of the TFE, trip that are proving, very clearly that it couldn't happen. Because if you believe that in Antarctica there are straight lines in the skies with right angles, that mountains tremble, so yes, of course, then you can believe you were there. But did you see any mountains tremble? Did you see all these anomalies? Did you see the videos we made about all the anomalies, compilation? So the thing is that there's
No, but why would we watch those? Why would we watch those videos if we were there?
No problem. No problem. Because of course, in our position, we believe that you're not saying the truth for whatever reason, and we'd be, and again, I can say that openly. I might be wrong. It's always have to say that you might be wrong. But with what we have, I don't believe I am. So the thing is that I have a question for you. What is for you a lie? How can you define a lie?
Untruth, something that's said that's not true.
Not a synonym, but how can you define it? Like what is a lie?
The opposite of the truth.
Yes, but how? Okay, let's see. How do you create a lie? How do you make a lie?
Tell something different than reality. Tell something different than the truth.
Well, not exactly.
Okay, then you just tell me. Because you keep asking me, I'm not giving the right answer.
I'll tell you. A lie is the distortion of the truth. If you take something that's true and you just change a little bit of that truth, this whole thing becomes a lie. So now I'm going to tell you something. In order for us to believe, that you were there, we need just much more than just like a few footages of you in wherever to believe that the entire thing was real. We need all the footage to be genuine. You understand? Not just like a part of them. Then there are other problems. I think that the community already picked that up, that you didn't show no tickets, or very few tickets, or very few, proofs of you traveling to one place. Okay, that's one ticket. Or you were to that's okay. I don't know.
Yeah, but then if I showed one, you're going to say that's two tickets.
No. I have no problem. Okay. Look, you knew. You just said that you knew that you were going to deal with conspiracy terrorists, right? If I had to deal with them, I would have made sure that I had every proof possible that I was there. Like every time I drink a coffee, I'll bring the receipt. Every time I travel, I'll bring everything, like videos and receipts all over the place. But you have very, very few of them. So that's not the proof in itself. That's not the proof in itself. I admit it. It's just like another clue that something like is not normal. Now, I finish with this now. The big problem that you have, Jeran, is that for us, the big problem that we have with you, let's say like this, is that for like about 10 years, I believe, it was before I came to Flat Earth, but for many years you've been not just exposing your opinion about Flat Earth, but demonstrating that Flat Earth is valid, that the Earth is flat. You've been proving it for 10 years, and now
I don't know about. I never proved it.
Okay, let's we can discuss about this later. And then now you're changing your mind, and you're saying no, the Earth is not flat, and I prove it now that it's a globe. So you're trying to debunk what's been proved already, which is impossible theoretically. What's been proven cannot be debunked. Okay. But anyway,
time's up. Let me go, and then I'm going to give it to Dave.
Let me just finish that point.
Right.
So that now the thing is that you discredited yourself, because it's not just that you changed opinion, you did it as a part of TFE, which is widely, recognized as fake. So that means that now everything you're going to say, people are not going to believe it, because you already discredited. You understand? Not because we flat earthers. No, I'm open to more if you prove it at the Earth.
What if it really happened, Sam? What if it really happened? What if what I'm saying actually happened? Then do you understand my position?
If it really happened, yes, but the thing is that it's not possible.
Well, according to you, yeah, I get that.
Yes, according to me.
Here's what you forget. So people keep saying, Jeran, you proved flat Earth all these times over and over again. And I said, no, I never even claimed to prove it. I would say that there's strong evidence for it. And then they're like, yeah, so what are you going to do? Give up all these 100 evidences? And the answer is yes. If you show up at a murder scene and there's multiple pairs of shoes there, it's all evidence. It all is gathered as evidence and looked at. Some of them are going to give you the wrong answer, and one of the pairs of shoes might give you the right answer. So there's a lot of things that you can say about the Earth that make you think that it could be flat. We see too far. It looks flat. Water finds its level. Okay, those things are fine. Once you realize that the Earth is a ball, and then you're like, oh, okay. Then you go back and look at that evidence, and it makes sense that it was evidence, but it led you in the wrong direction, right? The Earth looks flat because it's so big that everywhere you are is flat. Water finds its level because the Earth is so big, and that's how water works. It finds its level wherever you're at. So anyway, I'll let Dave talk. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot to unpack there. I think, Sam, with regards to your argument about Jeran and the fact that he changed his mind, that is not a big conspiracy when you realize that the beliefs that you had are built on misunderstandings. But that requires you having the open-mindedness to accept that you might be wrong. Like I'm not claiming I'm right about everything. Far from it. I have my understandings about things. But if someone gives me an opposing view to something, I'll consider it. But you look at the evidence as a whole. That's science. You build a conclusion based off the result, the answer, the one answer that fits everything the best. Now, a few things you brought up with regards to the anomalies, and so far I did ask you about the anomalies. You've not really given me much back from that, and you've not really answered as to whether you think we were in Antarctica or not. But let's test your thing here of can you be? You say you're honest, you say you're smart, and so you say there's nowhere in reality do you have straight lines in the sky. And I'm assuming you're referring to, in the YouTube video, there's that stitch line, isn't there, that looks like a corner in the sky, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So you say that's an anomaly that points towards TFE being faked. Yeah?
Yes, one of them, of course.
Okay. Jeran, can I share my screen, please?
Come up over here.
That one. Okay, you seeing that?
I wonder why it went on its own window here. Let me see if I can move it over here. Okay, go ahead. I'll put it on the screen. Let's go to this one here. Okay, my picture's not going to be on there, but you'll be fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. But Sam, you can see that, yeah?
Yeah, the picture is very small.
Okay, so that is stating that the way that YouTube projects a 360 video, because a video is not actually 300, it isn't like a sphere. It's a equirectangular video that's stretched to see all 360 degrees, and the way that YouTube projects it is it projects it onto a cube map. So it takes that equirectangular video and then it lays it out on a cube map. So the videos that you watch on YouTube are being projected as a cube, not because reality is a cube, not because Antarctica is a cube, but because that is how YouTube projects the videos. Now, here is that original time lapse in Insta Studio. The original file that came off of the 360 camera that I shot it with, that is the actual video being projected in Insta Studio, not as a cube. And I've pulled this up before on live streams. I went on to Flatzoid's live stream because he brought up this same argument, and I showed him that video, and I let them take the time to zoom into it all and have a look around it. There is no stitch lines within there. So the stitch line that you've brought up as an anomaly is not an anomaly for TFE. It's a function of YouTube that you've seemingly just taken at face value, and rather than look into it and go in depth and say, is there another possible answer to this? You've ran with it as that's a sign that TFE is fake, which is what I said to you in the email that you sent to me in the first place, bringing up Dearth and the fact that Dearth seemed suspicious to you, the fact that Dave that he's arguing in favor of us. And I told you, if it wasn't for the fact that two of his friends were on that trip, he'd have just gone blanket, they're liars, it's all fake. The fact that he had two of his friends on there meant that he couldn't do that. He had to try and find something. So he was almost forced to do what science is supposed to do in the first place, which is look at something and think, that's not what I was expecting, but what are the possible answers for it? Not, that doesn't fit what I was expecting, but I can say that's fake, so I'll just go with that. So now my answer to you would be, since you've been talking about your sort of being open and honest, would you now say that the stitch line is actually still an anomaly to TFE, or does it fit more that it's a problem of YouTube and that you got it wrong?
Okay. So before to answer to that, I'm just asking you a question. What do you think about the flat earth people? Do you think they're either stupid or crazy to believe, because you're saying all the time that we believe, actually we understand, but let's say that they believe that the earth is flat and that they cannot see the evidence that the earth is a globe. So how do you see us? Honestly, because we're talking honest, right? Like, you have to see us as, I see you as liars. That's no problem. I'm talking with you now. So of course you have to see us as stupid or crazy. Is that true?
No, I mean, it depends on the individual. I'm not going to blanket. I'm not going to
No,
tarnish
in general,
everybody with the same
in
brush.
general.
I'm not going to say everyone.
No, in
I
general.
don't just automatic. No, I don't just go into it and go, you believe this that I don't believe, therefore I think you're a moron. There's various different reasons. It depends on the individual. There are certain individuals who I don't believe genuinely think the earth is flat and are just doing it as a grift. There are people who I think do genuinely believe the earth is flat. Some of them do have fairly low intelligence to understand these things. I'm not saying all flat earthers are stupid, but by the same token, I know plenty of people who are complete fucking idiots who think the earth's a globe. So I'm not going to tarnish everybody with the same brush and say you're an idiot because you're a flat earther, therefore you're an idiot. It's. I think some of it falls down to you fall into a rabbit hole of you look at something and then wind up jumping to the wrong conclusion too quickly. And the further you go down that rabbit hole, the further it is to pull yourself back. And it's not because you're stupid. It's because you just, humans by nature, we sort of deviate to that answer that we prefer. Okay. And so, no, I don't think it's because you're an idiot.
It's good that you told me that, because by showing me that demonstration, that what we saw in your footage, when we zoomed on it, we saw that line, that straight line. I can play it if you want. That you're trying to convince me or us that it is because of some technical, issues or ways that YouTube works with, like, that it happened. So I'm telling you, like, straight, come on, Dave. Do you really think we can believe that? If you think we can believe that, of course you think we're stupid. How can we believe that we see in new footage is come from YouTube? Come on.
Yes, Sam. So let me just make sure I'm understanding you right here, right?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so you look at the footage that's on YouTube, and you see lines on there that look like a cube, and you go, it's fake. I pull up the original file that doesn't have lines on it, and you've managed to come to the conclusion that because the original file doesn't have lines on it, but the one that's gone through YouTube does, you're still going to believe the one that's already been through processing through YouTube, and the fact that I've shown you that YouTube puts lines into 360 videos.
The fact that YouTube might do that, it cannot justify what we see in your footage. You understand? First of all, it's different. And second of all, it's obvious that we have to zoom in to see it. And it doesn't look like what you showed us anyways. So if it was the case, we will be able to see that straight line all over the videos that you put on YouTube. But we don't see that. We see that just at one point. You understand? So that's also a problem in what you say. It doesn't fit, again, reality. And again, which is, this is our fault, our problem. We're going to have to tend to also refute everything you say, not just because we flat earthers, because at one point when we believe that someone is lying, so of course we don't trust him anymore. So we're very suspicious in everything you can say. But in this case, I believe it doesn't apply to, if it's all that you found to justify this, it's kind of weak a little bit. So the thing is that, again, this alone wouldn't be for me a proof that the trip was fake. But this combined with another, like some, I believe, 70 or 80 anomalies in your footage, bring us to that conclusion. Now,
great. Name 3.
Okay. Which the 3 best one or just 3?
Pick 3. You say you've got 70 or 80. We've been streaming now for half an hour. You've named 1.
No problem, but it's been on YouTube for a few months already. It's called the TFE Mistakes Compilations. There are 2 movies.
3.
It's thousands of views, so I don't know. It's not something that I'm just saying now. So I'm gonna name, one of them that takes 2 examples. When you see the sun between Maktoon's face and the camera, and when you see that other guy, I don't know his name, who puts his hand like this, and you see the sun in front of his hand, covering entire his hand. So how do you explain that? It's a 360 camera effect?
No.
You want me to show it to you? I have it. You want?
No. I know exactly what you're talking about. What you are talking about.
Yes.
There's a lens guard on the front of the 360 camera.
Mm-hmm.
So you shine a bright light, and do you know what? I will even do this for you. You carry on talking your anomalies, and I will set this up for you, and I can see if I can repeat it right here.
And I think that I have it on my video somewhere here. I think when I was going to talk to you that first time. Do you remember the date we talked? Was that about a month ago?
Yeah, approximately. Yeah.
I'm just trying to find an exact time. So September 22nd, because around here probably. Okay, I'm just going to find this video. So what I did is I went outside to the front yard. There's a light pole. Go ahead, Dave, show them.
That's all right. I'm going to see if I can get this to...
What are you showing me here? Like blood.
So I've
lights
got my 360
film,
camera here, and I'm going to see if I can make it with a bright light there. What are you saying you were getting? So I've spun that around. There's a lens guard on the front of these, right? So I've seen the footage that you've showed where you get that shadow line.
That you showed. I just exposed it. This is your footage, not mine. But anyways.
No, you said Toon's footage, not my footage.
Oh, it's Maktoon's footage of Antarctica, not
okay.
Mine. Okay.
Right.
And
so
Maktoon
you're saying when Toon
video?
goes in front...
Okay.
When Toon goes in front of the camera, you see a black line appear, don't you? Like a dark line.
No. He's talking about the bright light.
Let me show you.
Yeah, show it. Do a share screen because
I'm going to share the screen. Wait a second. Just give me 1 second.
Sam, where this bothers me is that when you go around saying that flat earthers are smart and that they're good researchers, and then this simple as you going outside your house with a camera. That's how simple it is to prove this wrong. You haven't done that yet. I know for a fact you haven't done it, or else you wouldn't be here repeating garbage. So I'm just telling you.
Well, this is your opinion. I understand.
It's not my opinion.
I'm hearing you. But
it's a fact that if you go out in your front yard with a camera and go look at the sun pass behind a telephone pole, that you'll see that. So it's not my opinion. That if you can go see it, then that's not my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. Are you sharing? Oh,
here, I'm going to share. Wait a second. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to just show you I made a little parody video.
It was terrible. The trailer?
Yes.
Awful.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that.
Okay, can I show you something or?
Oh, wait a second. So I just share it to you. Wait a second. How do I share it?
The bottom, it should say share screen, and then you click that, and then you
Yes.
pick the screen.
Yes. Share screen. Here we go. Share screen button. Documents, screens. Okay. Here we go.
I don't see it yet.
I got it. Got it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what you're sharing.
You're gonna see it.
Okay, is that plain? Okay, I got you. Let me get it on this screen. Oops. Sorry, browse. Okay, we see it.
You see?
Yep.
So the thing is that, I also thought it might be something technical because, I'm not an expert in these things,
Wait, hold on. Where was the one that you're showing us with Tune? I thought you were showing with Tune.
It's just in the beginning. You see, here it is. Wait a second.
So you think there that his head is blocking the sun?
No, the sun is blocking his head, which is much more difficult.
No, I mean the strange thing here is that I'm asking you play it as a video again so we can see him walk in front of it. I mean, he's not even blocking it. That's what I'm saying.
But let me just.
Okay. So let me just show you because his head is significantly lower there. But let me show you here. This is some footage. I'm trying not to get my house exposed here. Let's go like this. Okay, so this is footage I did in my front yard. Look at that. Let me go back here and press play up. There we go. So as you see here, watch this pole. Watch the sun. Watch the sun. Okay, so are you surprised that the sun is in front of that light pole? Is this shocking to you?
At first, yes.
Okay, so you need to go outside with a freaking camera, Sam,
Well,
and
just
go observe
finish
the fucking world.
Finish that video. Just don't stop in the middle.
Okay.
Oh, what happened there?
Yeah, because
What
it was
happened?
blocked. It was blocked.
Oh, I understand that. So you're saying
Okay,
that
so hold on.
the
Show
sun
it,
can
Jonathan.
appear in the beginning, but then
Show it,
disappears.
Jonathan.
But that's
Show
not the
Jonathan.
case.
Show Jonathan right now on your screen there. He doesn't ever block the sun.
I don't talk about this. I talk about that video. You just stopped it where the sun, of course, with a big light, is going to start, hiding what's behind.
That's what you're
but
doing.
Then
That's what you're
it's going to
showing.
disappear.
Hold on. You're showing the one
Okay.
part. You're showing the one part where Toon walks in front of it like that. You guys are pausing it and showing that it's in front of him.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Sam. Okay, let's change tact here then. Okay, so you're saying that that's fake. That's proof it's fake.
I don't
that
say
it's not the sun.
The footage says it, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know
So-
I don't know if it's the sun or the effects, but something is fake. You see, a normal picture, we've seen normal movies and pictures, the sun doesn't stay in front of you. I don't know, how can you believe that? How can you explain that? So the sun is going to act exactly like in Jeran's picture here. It's going to first, blind you, but then it's going to disappear behind the object.
I can
Not
give
totally,
you the
but,
answer.
Listen.
I'll give you the answer because the sun is not behind Toon's head. It's above Toon's head, and there is a hell of a lot of glare. His head is going across the glare, not across the sun. That is why when you shoot, it's the same reason that when you see a sunset, it looks like the sun is getting smaller. It's not. It's the glare's getting reduced. It's why I used a solar filter to photograph the sun, not just point a camera straight at it. The sun itself, if you take a view of the sun and then put a solar filter in front of the camera, the sun itself is actually a tiny dot in the sky, but the glare makes it look huge. Jeran has just shown you the exact same thing. If you get the actual sun behind the pole, it gets blocked. But if it's just to the side of the pole, you get glare across it, and therefore it looks like the sun is in front of the pole, even though it's actually not. Exactly the same thing with Toon. So again, this is not an anomaly of the footage. This is you not understanding optics, but rather than investigating it and seeing, can you replicate this in real life, you've just jumped straight to, well, therefore it's fake.
And in this Jonathan footage here, he never blocks the sun. So I don't understand your position. So in that video,
let me show it to you.
Okay.
You see, here it goes.
Yeah, he's not blocking the sun, just like the pole wasn't blocking the sun. The pole was the light.
This is a different anomaly. The anomaly here is that his hand disappears totally behind the sun. This
So
is
does the
not
pole.
normal.
Again,
So does
glare.
the pole I just showed you.
The glare doesn't explain that. Show me a different glares and different footage all over internet. Do you see that?
Oh,
I never saw
look at
that.
this.
I don't know.
I'm showing you this. So is it surprising to you that this pole is behind the sun?
At that point, it doesn't stop here. You have to finish the video. Your video is normal.
But the
There's no
pole
problem.
blocks it. The pole blocks it, and Jonathan never did. Do you see the difference?
Exactly.
Okay, well, now you're just not making sense. I mean, I thought you had some sort of decent position here. You don't have any position here.
Wait a second. You're saying because that pole is blocking the sun, so the
Right
sun
here.
blocking that hand there, it's okay. I don't. You don't have any.
What are you talking about?
Jeran,
Here's
can
the pole.
can I
Go ahead.
share?
Yeah, please. Oh, wait, sorry. Can you stop sharing, Sam?
Oh, okay.
Just one really quick question for Sam.
wait a second,
Okay,
wait a second.
dead easy. I'm just going to show you a picture I found on the internet, not mine. I've just one I've found randomly on the internet. One quick question for you, Sam. Okay, can you see this?
Hold on, let me get over there. I'm not there yet. Okay.
Yeah, that's a glare. That's what you see. It's a glare. I have no problem.
Okay,
with glares.
great.
I
So
know-
is the rear view mirror of that car in front of or behind the sun?
Yeah, but this is a picture. You can stop
No, no,
the
no,
glare
no, no,
wherever
no,
you
no,
want.
no.
Just have it.
What, a video is a sequence of pictures. It's exactly the same. Is the mirror of this car in front of or behind the sun?
At that point, it's not yet behind. It's not yet above.
Yeah.
Because you stop
Exactly.
the picture. But here's a video I'm showing you, not a picture. You have to show me a video if you want to convince me. Show me a video. A normal
Didn't he
video.
just tell you that videos are just
Whoa,
a sequence of
hang on.
pictures?
Hang on. So a video would convince you. You're saying that less than 2 minutes after Jeran has just shown you a video of this that you rejected.
But his video is true. Is okay with the poll. But again, it goes against the video I showed you of TFE. The TFE video is fake, not Jeran's video of the poll. Why?
Right.
Because
so,
you see clearly that the hand cannot go behind the sun, and the sun cannot go in front of a face.
Right.
Video
So
doesn't show that.
now
I don't understand
you're-
what you're talking about. What's the point?
Now you seem to be lying here, Sam, because
Okay, why?
you've just said to me, you've just said, show me a video. We've
Yes.
already shown you a video, but then you're saying, yeah, but I'm not accepting that video because it's not a TFE video.
No,
But if we show you a TFE video of it happening, you'll say it's fake because it's TFE.
That's not what I said. I'm saying that the video that Jeran showed me of the sun acting normally, like it's like big glare, and then at one point it goes behind the object, which is normal. Well, it doesn't show in the TFE video. It's the opposite. In the TFE video, you see that the object between the camera and the sun goes behind the sun.
Okay, so look
No,
at
That's how
because
to
it doesn't go
understand. I don't
behind the
understand.
sun.
Yes.
look at
It
the screen.
doesn't go
You can see-
behind the sun.
Ah, okay. It doesn't. Well, in North Korea, you can explain that, but here it's going to be difficult for you to make us believe that.
Sam,
Come on,
so
Dave. Come on.
do you see the screen here?
Yes.
Oh, wait, you do. Okay, so you see the light is blocking the house.
Again, it's a picture. No problem. At
No,
one
it's
point,
not
you
a,
can put
it's
the
not a
sun
picture.
wherever
It's
you
a
want.
fucking video, dude. It's a video. I just paused
Yeah,
it. Can I not
yeah.
pause it?
And
It doesn't
then what
become a
happened?
picture.
And then what
What do you
happened?
mean? So isn't this enough to realize that if that was Toon's head, that Toon's head would be behind the sun?
No. It will be enough if you keep on filming and the entire sun was blocking the entire house. This will be enough.
What?
But it's not enough.
The entire sun blocks his entire
Well,
body. Show me the video.
Well, can't you see that Toon's face is
Here's
totally
what I have a problem with.
disappearing?
You
I
just
don't
got done telling us. Hold on, Sam. You just got done telling us
Yeah.
in your intro that flat earthers admit when they're wrong. Okay, that's what you
Exactly.
said. So you're
Exactly.
wrong about this, and
No,
you're
I'm
just
not.
not going to admit it. What do you mean you're not
How
wrong?
can I'm wrong? You're
So
showing me something that is
every
not...
single person in the chat will say that you're wrong.
Okay.
Every single person.
All right, Jeran.
Yeah,
no,
go ahead.
no problem, no problem.
All
So
right.
this is good anyways, because he can, he can show
Well, I-
people,
I
how we
expected you
think
to
and how we
be-
do things. No problem.
No, it's not how we think. I expected you to be more truthful, kind of like the
Well-
conversation that we had. Not, I don't know what you're doing now. You're just denying everything. Go ahead, Dave.
Then I what?
Right.
Then I...
Okay, right.
We just showed you examples of what you're looking for. By the way,
No,
that is a porta potty next
not
to my
true.
house.
You didn't
Okay,
show me
Sam,
examples.
Sam.
Different examples. Yeah, go ahead. I'm...
Right. So you'd like to see that same behavior from a video in Antarctica, yes?
I'd like to show, you to show me, another... Not
Okay,
comment-
great.
not-
So here's
not in
the
your footage,
folder
because
of all. Here's
Okay, go
the
ahead.
folder of all the videos that I took, and here is one that I took of.
I don't,
While-
I don't hear you.
Oh, you cut out for a second. Started a little bit 5 seconds ago.
It's got connections problems.
Dave, we don't hear your sound now. My connection's fine. Where did you say the
Hang
connection
on.
was bad? Oh, there we go. Now we hear you. Go ahead. You just
Am I
for about
back
5
now?
seconds cut out your volume.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I've just had a notice. My internet's gone unstable.
No problem. Go ahead. We have time.
okay.
No pressure. Yes, go ahead.
So, yes. So this is my solar camera in Antarctica. There is the sun. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And I moved. Oh look, there's the camera. There's the sun. Well, that's completely disappeared, and it doesn't actually disappear
Go ahead.
until
Keep on
I get
filming.
the sun
Keep on
itself.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
what
there.
happened there?
Wait, but that
Disappeared.
never
The
happens in your
sun
footage.
went behind the
Yeah,
camera, not the glare.
Normal. But here in the TFE footage of MacToon, it goes all the way, disappears
Show us.
as it
Show
goes.
us.
I just showed you.
Sam.
I
You're
just-
not.
I don't know. I just showed you. I don't know what else to do. I'm going to show you again.
Try thinking. It helps a lot.
Well,
Coon
Right.
look how
Look
far.
at what's happening.
Look how far the camera has
But
to
it's not
get
enough.
over the sun.
it's not enough
Look.
because in your footage is the entire face that always disappears totally. Here at one point your camera appears in front of the sun, but in your footage, your fake video footage of TFE, you can see that the sun stays, never disappears behind MacToon's face. I don't know. I don't understand what. I can say it in Hebrew if you want. I can say it in French. I'm going to show it again.
Okay.
Maybe you didn't see. I get it. Let me just show it just one more time. So
Show us again, because I want to see Toon's head has to
Yes.
completely cover the sun and the sun not go.
No
That's what I want
problem.
to see.
Here it is. That was actually a big subject
Which is
of
Physical impossibility, but and that's the best footage you have is that little clip from the beginning of that trailer. I think I could probably find it on Edward Hendry's. That was an Edward Hendry thing. You guys should stop paying attention to that guy too. He's out of his mind.
I don't even know who is. I don't. I
He's
just
been on
saw
your
it.
guys' show a couple times.
So you see the problem that I have is that while the MacToon is moving, it disappears all
Wait, you didn't
the
show
way
us.
behind
You
the
weren't
sun.
sharing your screen. You weren't sharing your screen. We didn't see anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistakes. Yeah, I hate those machines. Wait a second. Share screen. Here we go. Here comes the pain.
We're ready.
Go ahead.
Hold on, let me get this on the screen for everybody. Browser's low. Okay, it's a plane right now. Go ahead. Okay, so with your mouse, can you point to me where the center of the sun is? Thanks, Dave.
Yes,
Sam,
go ahead.
can you point where the center of the sun is when Toon's walking by it?
Oh, you
Rewind?
say now it's a question of center. You were saying it's a question of glare. Now it's a question of center. Okay.
What do you mean?
The
That's-
sun is is in the middle of the glare.
The sun's not that
I
big.
see. So the fact that it disappears totally, that means that you're saying that it's on the edge of the sun
Yes,
and that it is
that's what we're
normal
saying.
that it disappears. Okay. Even though it goes all the way across.
No, he doesn't go all the way across.
That's why
We
he's
asked him to
saying
show
bring
us
it
that.
up.
Show us that.
I show it again. Just you
Show it
tell
again.
me. I don't have to tell you. Look at the
Everybody in
video.
the chat will be able to see that the center of the sun is nowhere near
Okay.
Toon's head.
I don't know how many times I have to show it for them to see, but here we go.
Oh
again.
no, they don't need to see it any more times. You do.
Okay, check it out. I don't. I made videos of that. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay,
So where's the center of the sun?
here, you see? This is
I don't see
MacToon's
him now.
face. Here goes his face. So that means it's exactly at the center of the sun.
Here?
Yes, here we go. The air, the R, the P and the R of presence is still, into the
Here?
his face. Yes, exactly, yeah.
I don't think this.
The S is in the middle of the glare.
Oh, no, this is, you see the glare is here.
Where?
So you can see it's in the middle. And anyways, it should not, even if he was lower, it should not be covered by the sun all the way.
We just
But
showed
anyways,
you.
it's a
We
question
just showed you multiple videos of that, dude. You're not even paying. You're not. You're just.
we can
You're
laugh.
refuting your own self.
Check it out. We made our point, so there's no sense to keep on talking about it because, the people are going to
Well, there
judge
might
by
be no more
themselves.
sense in talking about anything
Who's
if you
making
can't-
sense, who doesn't make sense. It's okay. We can, it's,
Hey, give us another one. You gave us one. You gave us one. Give us another one. So we'll see if it's just as bad. Then we just have to stop.
Okay.
You have to have something better. You have to have something.
Better
is
than this?
something-
No, that's the best, man. Never.
That's your best
That
evidence.
is the best you've got.
That's the best
first
evidence
on
that we
YouTube.
fake.
It's like unpublished on YouTube yet. Wait
That's
a second.
that's your best evidence that we faked the entire trip.
No. This is the best
Oh.
evidence that your footage is faked.
That's wow.
That you
Okay,
faked the trip. There
okay,
are much
so-
more than that. But
Great. So can we get to
Yes.
the root of this then? Because I'm really interested to hear.
Oh, okay. I thought you did it
Right,
here
because
already.
I asked you in the opening statement about a couple of questions, and you haven't answered any of them in terms of it's all well and good just saying the footage is fake, but I've questioned you as to what you think what we actually did, and Jeran's asked you the same thing. So, 360 footage in the 24-hour sun aside, did Jeran and I go to Antarctica, yes or no?
Of course not.
We didn't go to Antarctica.
It's not possible.
Did we go to Chile?
I don't know. I don't.
Hang
I
on,
don't really care.
it's not
I
possible
don't-
that we went to Antarctica.
I don't know. I didn't check that. I just checked the fact that you were not in Antarctica. I don't want to to investigate another time, another skill to investigate every single
Right.
move you said you did. But for me,
So-
it's enough, that to say that you were not in Antarctica.
So, okay,
I might be wrong again. I say it openly.
I can guarantee
I-
you
I-
are.
I
No,
might-
no,
I
no,
might be
no
wrong.
hesitation there. You're
But at that
definitely
point,
wrong.
there is no possibility of this. But I'm open because it's hard to to judge
Evidently,
things.
you're not though, because every
you're not.
single explanation we've given you, you've shut down
But
on based on nothing other than your no
Okay,
knowledge of
check it out.
cameras at all.
This is recorded. People will be able to judge by themselves because this is the point. To judge, the way I reason, the way you reason, what I say, what
Okay.
you say. So this is for the record. I have no
Okay.
problem.
Let me tell you something, though, Sam.
Great.
Just so you can get an example. That guy Steve Falconer put out a video called "Scam Arctica," and every single comment is flat earthers praising it and how great it is, and it is a complete and total disaster of a documentary. He actually proves that the Earth's a globe several ways, including he's going through all the times of the 24-hour sun in the south at all these different places. So it's just funny to me because what you're saying is that, oh, well, people will be able to look at this and they'll be able to decide. But if you're talking about going to your flat earth friends, Vika Dravis and all these guys, they're going to just agree with you because they also have already determined that this is fake. They've already come to that
Okay.
conclusion.
Don't try to put your own face on us because the question of believers believing and being a cult is actually on the globe side. We are breaking
really.
free from a cult because we are thinking, we are reasoning. We're not like we want to believe so much that we need to lie to ourselves. This is exactly what
That's
you
what
guys
you're
are doing
doing.
to yourself.
That is what you're doing.
According to my
Okay.
to my opinion. Again, I'm just talking about
Okay,
myself.
so
But anyways,
let's put this to the test then. You say you're not in a cult, that you're free thinking, logical, but you say that all of TFE was fake. Now, rather than let's just so far all we've had is you just saying it's fake or reasons you think it's fake. How would it be faked?
what do you mean how? Like technically how? Like you went to some
You
place else?
have
Yes.
you have 24 hours non-stop 360-degree footage, right? I have the 360 time lapse still on this camera that I have already shown you as well, right? And all the video footage that we've shot that you are saying it's fake, right? But we're all actually there. We were doing live streams at that time. I did a 3-hour live stream. Jeran was constantly streaming, so we had to have been somewhere at that time, right? I
have
did a
no
live
problem.
stream 9 o'clock at night. Will did a live stream from the same place with the sun at midnight. How would that be faked?
So I tell you, there are many ways into how it can be faked. Now the
Great,
thing
get on
about the signal, you're saying that you were live. I didn't study that much, but I know that other flat earthers did, and that actually demonstrate that you were not live. It was pre-recorded.
Nobody's
And the
there.
other thing is that I tell you something. The other thing is that there's a pattern with you guys, is that you always come up to prove things by saying, "Oh, I saw it on TV. Oh, look at the footage. It's true because I see it
No,
here."
we were there.
But wait a second. We're disputing that point. The thing is that besides your footage that you can defend, like you can try to explain all these anomalies. Besides that, there are other anomalies that are not in the footage. You understand? And
Are there anomalies not in the footage?
exactly anomalies, but you not showing the receipts.
We did show the
Eh,
receipts.
No, sure, a couple of receipts. I said that's no big deal. But to show
Oh.
all the receipts and because you should have known that
Yeah.
conspiracies,
Sure.
conspiracy
But when we
terrorists
got back,
are
you guys were all
gonna
saying all those things, so I didn't bring it up. Like I can show you my Uber account that shows you all my driving around in Punta Arenas.
no problem. Then
Oh,
there is
that's the thing.
also
You're not willing to look at anything. You're not willing to change your mind no matter what we present.
Sam,
no.
how did we fake it? I've asked you a question.
Yeah.
You're rambling off
No problem.
on a tangent, which to me says you can't explain how it would be faked, but you want to insist it was fake. So how would that be all faked?
I tell you what. First of all, at that point, it's not even important how to did it, who did it, why. It's not important. The fact is, it is fake. But the fact that we can see all these anomalies in your footage that can be seen in anomalies that we see on LCD screens elsewhere, with and that line there, that line is like the killer for it. It's a TFE killer. That proves by itself that you were into some sort of a closed environment in a studio. The snow also, the snow that you can see the print over there. So David Wise tried to debunk it, but we debunked his debunking because it's not possible. So the thing is that everything points to that direction, that you must have been someplace else. You must have been in some kind of a studio. Now the fact that we don't know where you were and how you did it exactly doesn't prove it wasn't fake. You understand? So give us some time. We'll have some intelligence, report. And actually, I have
You've
one.
had
Giving you
10 months.
No, not enough. We don't have the means that you had for that, because apparently you had the money to do that. Somebody paid. Somebody helped you with authorizations, with flights. So it was organized somehow. I don't believe that you did that on your own.
Does. That's what ALE does every year, every day.
Yeah.
Not every day. They don't do it during the winter, but I'm saying during their summer, they take people down there. You can call them and book a trip. You don't even need to go there. You can go to the tip of South America for $1,500. Film the sun going to the left when it needs to go to the right if the Earth is flat. Watch the sun travel the horizon, then rise the next morning, and you realize, oh, if I fly that way and the sun rises up, I would get to a spot that it never sets.
And with all that, we don't have a 24-hour sun video for like 80 years.
Right. It's
Right.
not very easy.
Do you know why?
We know why. Of course, we do know why. Because there's no 24 hours in Antarctica.
No, the real
That's
reason
the
is
main
because
reason.
people
Okay,
have
wait.
known that the Earth is a ball for years, thousands of years. So they didn't ever thought about like,
Wait.
we need to make sure we show this.
Thousands of years? No.
Thousands of years.
No. This is what you believe. This is again a belief, a glove belief. It's not true.
What's
It's
not
about,
true?
I tell you when, it's about 600 years old.
So when I show you, I can show you books from the year 90.
You can show me. I'll
What
tell you
about Ptolemy?
something.
These guys believed in a globe Earth.
Wait a second. Who tells you that? The Catholic Church that that invented the globe?
So okay,
Because
so then if we can't count any of history now. You're saying that no history counts.
No.
Because you believe the history from 600 years, but not before that.
No, not this.
What history do you
I
believe?
just use again reasoning, intelligence, basic.
No, that's not
reasoning.
intelligence.
Let me prove it to you.
Okay.
The thing is that in 1440, a
Right.
bishop, a German Catholic bishop called Nicholas of Cusa, wrote a book that's called Learned Ignorance. And in his book, he's starting to talk about the Earth not being alone in the universe, not being stationary. So my question is this: if the entire world was believing this for like so long, how come you had to start, to write a book about it? It's like me saying today, oh, you know what? The Earth is a globe, and I'm going to write a book about it. This is ridiculous. The Catholic Church did start inventing science when they started inventing the globe thing. This is, there are videos about it. There are, many evidence of it, and we also know why they did it, and what was the objective. One of the main objectives, let's say, about it. So it's not for like thousands of years. And again, in our books, you know that I'm Jewish Sephardic, so I read our ancient books. The word globe doesn't even exist there, and everything says that it's flat, but that's something else that you can say. I don't believe in the Bible or in the Torah.
No, I didn't say that.
With
No,
I
I
have no
believe
problem.
that
I don't respect
people who
everything.
wrote the Bible believed that the Earth was flat. Clearly. They didn't
Not
believe in it.
believe, understood. It's not like a question of
It is.
opinion.
You're telling me that people back 2,000 years ago knew about the shape of the Earth? How did they know that?
5,000 years ago.
Okay, 5,000 years ago, how did they know the shape of the Earth?
I tell you how. The thing is that
They thought that just their area existed.
this is in your books, not in ours. You see, for example, I give you a sample. I don't want to talk now about spiritual, Jewish mysticism, but the thing is that you see, there is a non-story in the Bible of Adam, and God gives him an order. He says, "Fructify and multiply, and what is translated as dominate the earth, or fill up the earth, or fulfill the earth."
Okay.
And this is understandable by the fact that he said actually to Adam to know the earth, because you cannot dominate the earth, you cannot just control it if you don't know its limits, if you don't know its shape, if you don't know where you're going. So one of the first orders to God, from God to Adam, was to know the place he was living in. Now, when it comes to the flood, I made a video from Noah.
But Adam knew the shape of the earth. Adam went all over the earth.
Of course. It's not a guy in the jungle. Just forget about it.
How long did it take him to walk around the earth?
To walk around? Why do you think he
how
was
did he get
walking
around?
around?
He flew?
Well, I tell you something. How do you
I
think
didn't-
Moses saw the entire earth when God showed him the entire earth?
In his
out of the
mental
Mount
vision, I
Nebo.
would bet. I don't think anybody thinks he walked around it.
Of course you don't think so. And this is the point. Because, behind the globe belief, there is a spiritual war. We know that. We understand that.
Well,
It's
yeah,
actually
okay,
to bring
you know
people to believe that the earth, was created itself, that it is insignificant, in the world, and that actually God did not create the earth.
Yeah, but you've now
we know
equated,
that war. We
you've
understand
equated
that
the
war.
globe Earth with inconsequential, but that's your own equation. You've put that on it, right? The Earth could still be created by God and be a sphere. Is that not possible?
No, it cannot. That's the point. That is
Well, that's your problem. That's your problem. Your
That's not a
problem is
problem.
that
That's my
it
solution.
is a problem because if you've got a fundamental belief, your worldview is that God exists, and you're saying a globe is antithesis to God, then therefore you'll never believe in a globe. So what are we doing here?
No. Just a second. It's just another point to confirm the globe lie and to explain why the globe lie, because it's a war.
Hold on, did you just say that God cannot create a sphere Earth?
He can create whatever he wants, but he did not
Okay.
create the Earth as a globe. You understand?
Oh.
This is.
No,
I
don't
didn't write this book. I didn't wrote these things. This is what's written. But anyways, again, I wouldn't put that as an argument, since you don't maybe believe in what I believe. But the thing is that believing that for like thousands of years people believe that the Earth is a globe is a total absurd lies. There is no such reference in no civilization that the Earth was a globe.
Wait, what is it?
And it was all flat in all civilizations.
Ptolemy in the year 50 or 60 or 70 AD.
You know what? Let's say it's not a lie. Let's say it's true that Ptolemy believed it. Okay, how about all the other hundreds of nations and civilizations that existed? What about them? Nothing. Just Ptolemy?
No, they believed the Earth was flat.
Huh?
They believed the Earth was flat back in the day.
Come on, Jeran. Be straight with us. Be honest with us. You have to be logic. You prove that you have logic, that you can think. And now suddenly you're playing stupid about this. It makes sense. It makes sense that if it was true, there would be like so much evidence in all civilizations that the Earth was a globe, and there is none. So you can say, they were stupid.
How would they know? Do you realize how difficult it is even to us to convince you? So how would the people back 1,000 years ago know the shape of the Earth?
Okay, wait a second. I'll explain you.
Okay.
According to the Jewish tradition, our civilization, our how do you call that? Our cycle of time, starts about 5,700 years ago. Okay. But this is not about the creation of the Earth. The Earth has like billions of years. And we know that in Judaism. The 5,700 years ago started our new cycle of time. Before that, there was another civilization on Earth that was destroyed, that you can understand through all the different destructions of civilizations mentioned in the Torah, like the destruction of Sodom, the flood, etc. So at that point, you have to understand that there were people before us, that had knowledge, that had machines, that were very well evolved. And the proof is that today, with all our evolution, we don't even know how to understand what the pyramids of Giza are for. We cannot even make them, reproduce them. Even the statues, they're so perfect that even with lasers and mechanical assistance, we cannot do it. The point is like you're saying, how can they? Of course they could, because they come from a civilization that knew things, and lots of facts in the Torah tells us that they knew much
But
more
we're able to
what-
determine things today, right? We're further along. We've got more equipment, better along philosophy.
It's not true. Why do we know this is not true? It looks like it. Yes, we have much more toys, but look at the pyramids. It's a checkmate. With all the technology that we have, we cannot even reproduce it. We cannot make
They have
it.
airplanes. Did they land on the ice in Antarctica?
Well, wait a second. Wait, that's another thing. Let's talk about this after. But let's finish this. How come with all that technology that we have, all that knowledge, we don't even know what the pyramids are for, and we can't even reproduce them? Even forget about the pyramids. The statues, they're so perfect.
It has nothing to
that we
do with
cannot
us
make it
going on
even
the
with
trip or not. I
lasers.
can't. Dave and I were not in Egypt when they built the pyramids. I hate to tell you, but we were in Antarctica.
You don't
Right.
have to. You don't have to. This is just logic to tell you that don't believe that we are progressing in knowledge. We are actually falling down, collapsing.
Okay.
But anyways,
Okay.
that's another. I'm not here to talk about this. I
Can
have
we?
no problem.
Yeah, can we
Yeah.
bring this back to TFE? Because there's now 3 or 4 times I've counted that you've used the words about you've used the phrases of using intelligence and logic with all of this.
Mhm.
But you've also argued on more than one occasion that the fact that nobody else has recorded the 24-hour sun, and why does nobody record the 24-hour sun? So, just very quickly, leading question, because I don't know whereabouts in the world you are. Could you just name me one place that you've visited or been on holiday or gone to in the world? Anywhere?
Scotland.
Scotland, great. Could you show me a video of the sun circling of the sun for 24 hours, or could you just show me a 24-hour long video of Scotland so that I can believe that you've actually been to Scotland?
No, I cannot because I don't have any, and my point is not to prove it to you, but it is your point to prove that you were there. But not.
Right. So now, no, we're getting somewhere here. So let's just hold on to that logic for 1 second when I bring up your previous question as to why nobody else or why so few people have recorded the 24-hour sun. It's because very few people in the global population give a rat's ass about the 24-hour sun. Most people who pay the money to go to Antarctica are going there for scientific exploration, or they're going to view the penguins there, or they're going visiting people. Nobody is going there with the mindset of going, I want to go and prove the 24-hour sun. The
No
only
problem.
reason we were going is because conspiracy theorists. If you are really of the mindset of thinking, I want to see a 24-hour sun, it's a hell of a lot easier and cheaper to go to the north. So your argument of very few people have recorded the 24-hour sun isn't actually an argument for TFE being fake, because what you're basically saying is, well, very few people have gone and done this. Oh, the ones that did, yeah, well, that's all fake. Well, so we're going to go and do it, and then we do it, and then you go, but it's fake because nobody else has done it before. You've got circular reasoning going on here.
So can I answer you for just a little bit? There's a problem with what you're saying, because on one side you're saying something that is true, that people don't go there to film the 24-hour sun. I have no problem with this. However, the flat Earth theory is being out there for a while now. So even though a majority of people on Earth don't care about the shape of the Earth, there are few of them that do care. So now let's say that nobody thought about it before, but when you started thinking about going there to film the 24-hour sun, why don't you think just to use people that were already there? Just why spend all that money and all these efforts? Just can call somebody there just to make
I already
a deal
answered
with
this
him.
question.
So he's already on the over there, so he can just
Great.
prove it.
I can answer your question right now.
Okay.
Who would you phone?
There are. You're saying now that there are many people going there, visiting there, working there.
You admitted at the opening statement many people go to Antarctica. So who would you phone? Why do I need to phone somebody? I'm not questioning the 24-hour sun. You're the one that's questioning it. So why haven't you phoned somebody in Antarctica?
We know that there is no 24-hour sun and there is no pole, south pole. So I don't have to prove anything. Now you're the one that wanted to go and to prove it, which is honorable. I have no problem with this. The question doesn't make sense that you didn't think about a much cheaper way, a better way, and much before that to prove it. You understand?
No. I know perfectly why, but here's the thing, you see, and you are highlighting exactly why that wouldn't work. Because if I say I'm on the phone to somebody here who's in Antarctica, and it's December and the sun's up for 24 hours, right? What's your response to that going to be? Exactly the same as what it is when I'm here going, I personally went to Antarctica in December and saw the sun didn't set, and you'll go, well, they're a liar because I don't believe it.
The only no, it cannot be because that person doesn't have any reason to lie, just like you do. You understand? So this person's already working there, it's already there. So why would they have to lie?
There. Those people are there.
The staff who are there, working there, have no reason to lie. When asked outright, in fact, I think it might be on Mark Herman's 360 camera, Jonathan asked, when does the sun set, as a joke, and they were just like, it doesn't.
They said
I thought it was a joke. Okay. I think it was.
So,
it wasn't laughing
you
when he said
have
that,
now
okay.
people in Antarctica on video at ALE answering the question of a 24-hour sun. You won't accept it now, though, because you'll just say they're lying.
But check it out. Even who is not trying to prove that there is a 24-hour sun, there are lots of videos in the North Pole about the 24-hour sun. Without trying to prove anything, just because it's beautiful. And actually the colors and the footage are totally different of the one that you brought back. But anyways.
Totally different. There's a lot less atmosphere. The North has...
It's also a much lower elevation of the sun.
I understand. So the thing is that, people just film what's nice, what's beautiful, without having to prove anything. So again, there are like tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people.
They don't forget to sleep and film something for 24 hours. You can't find somebody filming something for 3 hours.
So in 80 years, out of the few million people, that were there, nobody thought about like filming the sun 24 hours.
Do you think that 40 years ago that they could have filmed the 24-hour sun? How would they have done that?
Yeah, two people went and filmed the 24-hour sun.
Yeah, footage from the 1800s. What are they talking about?
Not 1800s.
The late 1800s.
Hang on. You're arguing your own point here, Sam.
Yes, go ahead.
You've just loads of people go to Antarctica. Why have none filmed the 24-hour sun? Right?
Yes.
Thousands of people go to Antarctica. Multiple times more go beyond the northern polar circle to where there's 24-hour sun. Only a fraction of those people actually record the sun.
Yes.
Right? So,
I understand.
Very few people record the 24-hour sun, and most of those will be going because I want to film a 24-hour sun. They've gone with that specific intention. Most people going to Antarctica are not going all that way, thousands of miles, to one of the most hostile places in the world with the mindset of thinking, I need to prove there's something that the whole world already knows exists.
But the people that in the north, they don't have to prove nothing either. They just film for filming it because it's beautiful. So I don't expect the entire, 100% of people just filming. Just like in the north, like you say, a very
How many
small
videos are there
fraction,
in the north?
very small fraction of people could film, but even that
what most people do is, if they want to prove there's a 24-hour sun, the one time from anywhere in the world that you would expect to find a 24-hour sun is right in the middle of the night, halfway between sunrise and sunset in the early hours of the morning. And what most people do is just record a little video of themselves going, look, it's 1 a.m., it's 2 a.m., I'm in Antarctica. Oh, look, there's the sun. If the sun hasn't set by 1 o'clock in the morning, it's not going to set.
So the thing is, what you're saying, okay, let's go with you for a little while. You're saying then that you went there, you saw the 24-hour sun. Okay, let's play stupid and say I believe it. Now check it out. If, okay, you did that, so actually it will be something like historic, because nobody did that before. You'll be the first one to do that. It should be a historic event. Wouldn't it be? It should be something like mentioned all over the place.
Let me tell you something else that you guys.
No media wants to mention it.
So you guys all say no media wanted to. Hold on, let me just tell you something.
Whoa.
I'll show you.
Sorry, Jeran. Just to butt in there. So let me just make sure I've got this right.
Yes.
The intelligent, logical thinking, I do all my own research, hasn't actually bothered to Google news outlets for the final experiment, because there are loads of news outlets that have all plastered it over. And newsflash, all the headlines are going, flat earthers go to Antarctica to try and prove the Earth's flat, prove themselves wrong.
What he's talking about, though, is he's talking about ALE.
There are lots of...
and there's a reason why ALE didn't use us, and it's because we sent a letter, myself, Lisbeth, and Austin all sent a letter to ALE 3 days before we left on the trip that said we are not authorizing your use of our face or our likeness for any reason. Then when we get back, all you guys said, "Oh, look at ALE's not even mentioning it, so they must not really be there."
No,
But if we
no.
wouldn't have said that to them, shut up. If we wouldn't have mentioned that to them, then what would have happened? Then we would have been plastered everywhere, and you guys would have had to complain about that. So it doesn't matter what we did; you would complain about it because you already came to your conclusion.
Of course, because you force us to these conclusions. We don't invent these conclusions.
No, you've
We see
invented
what
the
you're doing.
You've just invented it.
No,
just invented that conclusion.
So let me explain it to you. According to what you did, it should have been something extremely that will go
It
extremely
was to
viral.
us. It was to us. Because you guys have shit on it doesn't mean that it's not.
Wait a second. Then after we'll talk about people's shit. But check it out. The thing is that again, something such an event will be considered as an historical event because it never been proven, and it would have put an end to flat Earth totally, and it would have been picked up by all the mainstream channels. But it's not.
Unless people from the flat Earth didn't want to accept it.
It should have went viral.
Let me
all
show
over
you
the
this,
world.
Sam. Let me see how honest you are, Sam.
But
You
you
said
can't even
you
make
would trust-
a
Hold on, you said
documentary.
you
You
would
can't
trust
even.
somebody. Sam, you said you would trust somebody that we called down there. So what you need to do is go to this Antarctic Ice Marathon. Okay, go to any date that you want. Go to competitors. Go to all these dates, 2005 to 2025. Let's go to 2015, for example. Go there, pick the date. It's going to list for you all of the competitors and the winners and what place they're from. So we just need to find somebody from the United States. Here we go. So let's go Paul Webb. Find a name that seems to be look at this guy's last name. Hohenthaler. Not a good I bet you if you look this guy up, you can find him. Get a hold of him and ask him if the sun set when he was there. And when they tell you no, you need to shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's
Because you said that's what it would take. Well, that's what you said it would take. We don't know these people. Look how many people are on this list. Do you think that they've all been contacted and told when Sam calls to tell them a lie? Or do you think that this is a good way to verify if it actually sets in Antarctica in December?
So how come the mass media don't want to talk about it? Why are they scared about it?
Okay, Sam.
How? Explain to me. Just give me a good reason. Let's check it out.
Okay, entertain me for a minute. Okay, mass media talk about what exactly?
They should talk about historic discovery and the proof that flat Earth, which they talk so much about.
What?
Is
what
wrong.
Historic discovery that a group of people go to a place that thousands of people go to every year and see something that 99% of the global population already know exists?
Oh, okay. So
that is somehow newsworthy.
So I'll tell you, the mass media are making fun and are talking about flat Earth for so long and so much that suddenly an argument like yours, like a video like yours, that will put definitely an end to flat Earth because it will prove that the Earth is a globe, that there is a South Pole. Suddenly they don't talk about this.
So if the news talked about it, then you would be done. So if the news talked about it, you'd be done. You'd be like, it's definitely a curved Earth. That's all you need to do.
Again, sorry, I didn't hear you.
If the news picked it up in every news station, and we were on ABC, and I was on Good Morning America, and Dave was on CNN, then you would know that the flat Earth was wrong, and you'd step down away from it.
If they had picked it up, I would have considered again my position, of course. Because
you're the complete opposite of conspiracy theorists that say that if it's on the news, it's fake.
No,
you see what I'm saying? That we can't win.
Not everything. Don't confuse everything. There's no such thing that that everything they say is fake, or that everything you say is fake. Not everything in TFE is fake. You don't have to prove that everything in TFE is fake to prove that it's fake. You just have to prove that some things are fake. Some
what do you mean?
things
If you found one video footage that's fake, does that mean that the whole trip is fake? I don't get it.
No, if you have again, between 70 to 80 gross anomalies.
You keep saying that. You've given us 2, and they're not. And
I gave you already 80 because it's on my channel for so long, and I know that you're going to my channel, so it's it's already exposed. You want me to take about an hour to show you a video? I have no problem. But I'm not saying that.
Sam, you could just name them. You don't need to go through them all and find them. You say the 70 to 80 anomalies. I asked you to name 3.
Okay, so what do you need? Another 2? That's what we have. The sun, in the face. We have all those glitches, in the video always that come back. You have that truck that disappears in the mountain. And don't tell me it's like a point that is normal. It becomes because it's not a point. It's big when it disappears. It's big and then disappears.
You're being dishonest.
All right,
straight up dishonest. You're a liar.
No.
We talked about this. Then you lied to me the last time we talked. You lied to me in private.
Okay.
How did I lie to you?
I showed you when we went up
Yes.
in the drone that we could see that truck just drove downhill and it looks like it goes into a mountain. You actually believe a truck went into a mountain.
What you showed me, it was believable. And
Okay,
it doesn't matter. So that's why I
But
listened
you
to
just brought it up as an anomaly. You just brought it up as one of your
No,
proofs.
wait a second. What you showed me, this is what you do all the time. You show me things that are not like either complete or not do really match what we're talking about, and he said, "Shit, that's a proof." It's not a proof. That's
Okay,
a
but
proof
you
of
showed me a
what.
truck driving into a mountain. So how am I supposed to show you something that's like that unless I show you that if you get up higher, you can see that the mountain is just going downhill?
I have no problem, but theories. Your theories are
Okay.
just. I have no problem, but the footage is still fake
Okay.
because
Right.
well, it makes sense. I've seen like hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of movies in my life. I know what a movie looks like. I know what a truck disappearing
No,
should
you
look
don't.
like.
You're
So
talking to
that's
Dave and I.
that.
We know that what you're saying is false.
Okay, so I know that you're pretending that what I say is false.
No,
So
we know
we
that
stay
we
in
were
our
there.
position.
So we know that everything that you're saying about saying that you're so smart that you can tell the difference between real
Oh,
footage, you can't.
I don't have to be smart. That's the whole point. You don't have to be smart for that. Even somebody stupid, retarded, can understand it's fake. That's the whole point. This is what's
Okay.
great about it.
Okay.
And that
well,
brings me to
let's.
that.
I'd like to put this to the test then. So,
No
so,
problem.
so again, circling back to this idea, because in some way we have all this footage. It's not one camera. We've not gone to Antarctica with one camera and just filmed the 360. I had my time lapse camera. Will had his 2 videos that you can run all at the same time and see they all match up with each other, right? So that whole area that we were in and we were getting in a truck and driving off, right? That is us physically somewhere, okay? Now, we say we were in Antarctica. You say what? We were in some enclosed studio with LED walls?
Of course, I have no choice than to believe that. It's not an opinion.
Okay, right.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, right. So, halfway point is the area with the hut and the cameras. But you also saw us in the main Union Glacier camp with all of the tents as well. So is that in a studio?
Again, sorry.
So you saw us at halfway point where there's the blue hut and we had all the cameras set up and there's nothing surrounding us at all. You're saying that is a studio with LED walls, yes?
Of course. What else can it
Okay.
be?
The other camp, well, it could be, like a place in the middle of Antarctica, but that's a story for another day. The other camp, the one with all of the main Union Glacier camp with all of the tents where all the staff are, we were also there. Is that a studio or were we actually at that camp?
I tell you something. Everything again points to the direction that you were never there. It doesn't mean that you cannot take footage of the
Sam,
camp.
I couldn't give a shit what your opinion, what diversions you want to go on. It's a simple question.
Yes,
right?
Go ahead.
Union Glacier Camp that ALE advertise on their website and show all the pictures of. We have video footage of us in that camp. Jeran live streamed in that camp, and we're walking around and climbing in and out of all these different of all the tents and going in, and you can see the staff members are all there. Mark Herman's got his video up where he's walking around with a 360 camera. That is somewhere that we are, right? We're all there in the video, breathing. Are we in a physical camp or are we in a studio?
What you say is true, besides the fact that you were live streaming, I cannot verify that because it's so easy to fake a signal. But besides that, what you're saying here, I have no problem that, you look, that footage looks real. I have no problem about this. But in order to know if you were there, all footage have to be real, not just a part of them. You understand? That's a problem.
Right. You're not answering the question. And I know why you're not answering the question, because
maybe
you
I
know I'll
didn't understand.
string your
Sorry.
arse up on a hook when you give me the answer. Right?
Don't get nervous. It's all right.
We're walking around the camp. Jeran has all the body cam footage where we're riding bikes, and I've got the footage. I've got all sorts of footage. We'll set a 360 time lapse up on the edge of that camp as well. Right? That's the camp that ALE advertised. That's the camp that ALE take everybody to. Right? I'm just asking you outright, that place that we were, where that footage is that the actual camp? Did we actually go to Antarctica to at least that camp? Or are
You,
you saying that all of that is a studio as well, and we replicated it in a studio?
your question is not valid, because what you're
Getting
saying is that,
answered?
because you're saying that place that we were in, that place you were never there. Okay, that's one. So if you want to tell
Okay.
me if that place that ALE is showing and that can do exist, of course they do. Of course that place is real. Now the fact that you were there is not real. And how do I come to that conclusion? Even though it looks real, it's a good job. Hey, you did good. But the thing is that, again, all the footage you present have to be real. You cannot just show like one footage that has no glitches on it, and then like another footage that is totally fake, and say we were there. You understand? It's not to
Um, no.
to
Sam,
diminish
you're
you. It's just because
misunderstanding me. You're misunderstanding me here. Okay, at this point, right? I'm now not in the thing of going down the notion of trying to convince you that we were in Antarctica. Right? I want to know what your explanation is for as to where we were faking this footage, so that I can pull up this piece of footage that I'm waiting to pull up. Right? So I need to know from you. You've said we were in a studio at
Mhm.
halfway point. Were we also in a studio at the main camp? Are you saying that we just created this big camp, fake camp, inside the studio as well?
No, what I'm saying again is that you could not be in Antarctica if there are all so many anomalies and so many glitches in your footage. Even though there are footages like that look good, I have no problem about this. I have nothing to say about this footage. But it doesn't mean that because I don't know where you were, that you were there. What's the point?
I'm not.
And
I'm
I
not
don't
asking
even.
you to name
Okay.
the. I'm not asking you to give me a street address to go for where you think we were. Right? Are you saying that we were in some sort of a studio? Because we have the footage of us walking around a camp with all of these tents, and we're going into these tents, and there's snow and ice on the ground, and you can hear it crunching. So
Mhm.
either that is a real place in the open air, or it is somehow faked. And I would
What?
like you to clarify, are you saying that we were in at least some place outdoors, or were we in some place that it was faked?
So again, you were in a place that wasn't fake. You were in a studio. Studio is not fake. Now,
Okay.
the fact that you're saying I was in Antarctica, we were there because look at us, it looks good, is not enough. Because again, in order to know if you were there, we have to see the entire pictures, the entire footage of
The very
TFE.
first
Then
person
we
I
can
looked up,
know.
this guy here, Eric Euclid or Euclid, just looked him up, found his Facebook. Now I'm
Mhm.
back in time. I'm all the way back to November of 2015. Look at him at Union Glacier.
Well,
Here's him at his base.
that'd be early hours of the morning if the sun's over Rossman.
Yep, this would be about 1 a.m., 2 a.m. ish. But here's him with a picture with an ALE cap on. So it's incredible to me to see this stuff. Now, I did just send him a message. We'll see if he gets back to me. But I just said, hello, Eric. Can I talk to you for a second? I was at Union Glacier in December 2024. You were there in 2015, right? Because if he comes back, I'll just say, hey, did you see the sunset? And he'll laugh at me. That's what the quality of that argument is in real life, Sam. If I ask that to somebody who's actually been to Antarctica, they will laugh at me because it's that big of a joke. It should be understood. We can't have thousands of people going to Antarctica every year, experiencing the 24-hour sun, and them all be liars. That's what we have to believe you.
All
If
be
they're all
liars? Why they all talk about 24/7, like all these people?
no, they don't talk about it, but if you bring it up to them, of course they didn't, dude, if they went there and there was nighttime and they had to sleep and it was dark, what do you think? They didn't tell anybody? That wasn't surprising to them that it went opposite of what we're told would happen?
You
Right.
should have asked them if they saw trembling mountains and straight lines in the sky.
Well, that's called video footage, and you don't think video
Okay,
footage
all
is
right, okay,
little
understand. It's not,
anomalies? Oh,
Right.
that's weird.
no problem.
Jaron,
Okay.
I've got
Yeah.
my screen to
Oh, sure. Let me
share,
go over there.
if that's okay. So
Yep.
I'm just going to present a couple of clips here, Sam.
Go ahead.
So if you could just sort of refrain from butting in for a moment while I lay this out for you.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take your argument that you think we were in some sort of a studio, right, and highlight to you how that doesn't work, right? So let's take your notion for a second that we were in the halfway point was in fact a 360 studio, and just the scenery and the landscape and the sky were all just projected onto the studio, which is what you're claiming. I mean, for starters, that wouldn't work anyway, because having a 360 studio all the way around you would completely remove shadows, which we have, but let's just ignore that little problem. So this is a comparison where I took the 24-hour video footage from Will's camera and the time lapse from my camera. Okay, so you can see Will's two cameras are here and my camera is here. So in your mind, this is some sort of a studio, right? The studio wall is somewhere around about here, and the scenery around us is being projected. Okay, but if I play this through, you will notice the sun distorts on one camera, and I know you flat earthers love bringing up the sun distortions, but it's not distorting in the other camera, and the glare's different on each one as well. Now, if this was projected on a screen, the sun would look the same in both cameras, but it doesn't, right? And this is the entire 24 hours right the way around. Sky behaviors are completely different between the two cameras, which goes completely against the idea that this is a 360 projector. Okay. But I'm going to go one better, because I'm going to go one better than that, because this is on the 15th, the 14th and the 15th, the first 24 hours we were there. When we then finished, Toon set up one of the 360 cameras at this location to film a full 24-hour video, and Will went back to Union Glacier Camp, which is over here towards Mount Rossman, and set his camera back up to do a 360 time-lapse. And I've put both of theirs together in the same way and done a comparison, and you can see all the clouds are exactly the same formations and same everything, which sure you could argue, okay, but this is all still a projector, except for the fact that when the clouds then start rolling in here, if this was a projector, both would be seeing the exact same projections at the exact same time. But when the sun gets covered up in Will's camera and the camp goes into shadow, it's not blocked from Toon's camera because it's several miles away, and there's still all the shadows there. It takes another couple of minutes for the shadow to reach as far as him, which again doesn't really fit with it being all in a studio. Yeah, now maybe you could argue that, okay, we had it all shot in one 360 camera, in one 360 studio, and then we switched all the studio around and shot it in a different 360 studio. So I've also put together this little video. Well, I say little video. It's about 42 minutes long, but I've got it uploaded to YouTube. I can link it to you if you want. This is Toon recording with his GoPro, and he's in the main camp now walking around, and he's just explaining that he's going up to halfway point because he needs to change the battery on his camera. So he sets the camera up while he changes his clothes, and then he walks over to the ALE staff here and into one of the tents. So again, this is a hell of a big studio that you think we must be in here, that he's in this tent, and then he's over to Scott here, and oh, there was that a bit of breath I saw from Scott there. Yeah, that was some breath there. So it's a bloody cold studio, that must be. So anyway, he's on his snowmobile. Now, bearing in mind, up here in the top corner, I've also got the 24-hour real time from his camera that's up at halfway point. So he's on this snowmobile, and he's going to get on this snowmobile, and Scott's going to drive him out of the camp, up the road, and then at this point here, I swapped the footage over. You can see I've paired them up so you know I've not changed the video randomly. But here we go. So this is now just switching over. And then here, I'll pull the footage in now. Here comes Mr. Toon on his snowmobile as he pulls up to the camp. And then he gets over and he comes over and he changes the battery. The whole time his GoPro's still running on the snowmobile. And then he walks back over. Oh, just to clarify as well, so he'd stopped the camera for a second there and then started it back up again just in case you're wondering. But the whole time his GoPro was still running as well at that point. And then he gets back onto the snowmobile and he goes off the other direction, the other way out the loop, all the way back around. Oh, past some random skier, not quite sure what they're doing in the middle of a studio, all the way back around to the back end of the camp, back to where they started. Now, I'm going to give you one of two options. Either that is Antarctica, or that is about the single biggest fucking studio building you could ever imagine.
So you're saying that because it looks big, so it has to be a big studio. So when Superman is flying, it has to be a hell of a huge studio because it's like flying in the sky, like for like miles.
I was skimming over that.
Come
That's
on, man.
42 minutes. 42 minutes,
It's
right?
okay.
He starts on the snowmobile at where are we at there? He's exiting the camp at 15 minutes. And he gets up to halfway point at 22. 7 minutes driving on a snowmobile.
And that's a
How
good
big
point.
of a studio?
That's a good point. You know why? Because, it's very hard for you to prove the time. You said 7 minutes. You said it comes out at the same time. This is the two footage of the same time. You say it. I have to, believe you.
You don't have to believe all the cameras.
I don't say it. I show it.
Okay, so you know what? Let's make it, on the other way. Do you believe that the footage you showed me could be faked? I'm not saying by you, I'm saying like, in a movie studio and in Hollywood, can it be like a movie production company that can actually make that footage?
In
over there?
post?
Is it possible?
What? Is it possible to CGI that much footage?
Not just
In
CGI.
that
I don't have to
manner.
just CGI. There are so many other methods than CGI.
Are you talking in real time, like live streaming? Like were we there when Duffy did his midnight stream?
No. I'm saying that.
No. You couldn't fake without
No.
just complete artificial rendering both of those together. Because
Okay.
like I showed you, that is one continuous unbroken video or two unbroken videos from two completely different locations where they're driving together with no cut and then driving off again as well.
So there's no
All
way
one
it could be
take.
fake. In no way it could be fake. There are no
You tell me.
technologies today. I don't know. I'm asking you. There are no technologies today, no people, no organizations that could fake that. Let's go
If you're talking about
crazy.
making
Let's
it
go
way
crazy.
over time, sure. If somebody can make anything in 6 months.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's
so then we
that's
just don't believe anything then.
No,
So if
no,
anything
no, no,
goes against
no.
our worldview, no, this is what you're saying. You are saying if anything goes against your worldview, that you can
No.
just discount it as saying it's fake.
No, we don't say
No
that.
footage would
It's not-
ever suffice because it can be faked.
It's not enough to jump to the conclusions. You always jump to conclusions out of fake arguments. You have to just
mean?
go slowly. Just build your conclusion.
No, you didn't build your conclusion. Your conclusion's already been decided.
I show you only what's logic. But you know what? Just let's
No,
put
it's
it
not
in-
logic. It's not logic when we showed you the light going, the sun going in front of the pole, and you didn't admit that that's not a problem.
You told me- you told me
I'm gonna step back in here, right? Because I know, Jeran, you said you think it's fake, or it could be faked with enough time. All right, let's just run through everything here that you think must be fake, and for it to put together. Okay,
Right, okay.
so 2 continuous 360 cameras, 24 hours of video from both, a time lapse from a slightly different location that I've just showed you. Doesn't have matching video, sun shape changes and everything else, right? So those are different. Plus another 24-hour video, full 24-hour video. All of these 360, bear in mind. Plus another time lapse from a different location. Again, those match as well. Then several terabytes of random video clips here, there, and everywhere for Toon, me, Jeran's body camera, all of those. Now, could every single one individually be faked? Yes, with enough time. Live streams, everything, the live streams that we were doing, the fact that we were interacting with the chat, however, big point there. Yeah, we had the chat going the whole time. We had people messaging in. I mean, Jesus, I remember MC Toon's one. Wolfie6020 messaged him and everyone was messaging in because he'd forgot to put his sunglasses back down. And it wound up somebody phoning Critical Think because they tried phoning me, but I couldn't answer because I had gloves on. They phoned Critical Think, who came out and told Toon, put your sunglasses on. So we had people phoning us from in Antarctica about the chat that's going on the live stream from people on the internet. All of that as well. Now, let's take the fact that we can take all of those individual pieces and put them all together. I have just shown you that I've taken two video clips from different locations and pieced them all together, right? And sync them up, and they sync perfectly fine. I can take both 24-hour videos from Will's and my time lapse and sync them together to see everything all happening at the same time. When Toon phoned Nathan Oakley in the middle of one of his live streams and had an argument with him on the phone. Bear that in mind, right? You were arguing, why didn't you just phone somebody in Antarctica? We did, but we were the ones in Antarctica at the time. Toon called into Nathan Oakley's live stream to argue the toss with him because he was going over the 24-hour, the midnight live stream. Right?
What do you do to Nathan Oakley? What does he have? What's connection?
Because he doesn't have any connection whatsoever. Exactly that reason. He hates every single one of us. He's a flat earther who was live streaming at the time. I happened to catch, because we had Starlink in Antarctica, and I caught Nathan Oakley was live.
Yeah, I saw him a few
and this
times.
was
I saw him with Patricia.
This was after the midnight live stream, right? So this was after Will had done his midnight live stream. I can't remember. It was about 2 or 3. Well, he live streams at about 2 p.m. UK time, but I can't remember when he was live streaming. So he was live on YouTube, right, looking over our midnight live stream footage, the whole green screen saga, all of them arguing the toss, trying to claim it's fake. I saw they were live, and I'd already said pre-TFE, the way to prove that we are in Antarctica isn't to necessarily film being in Antarctica, it's to film us interacting with a flat earther's live stream, because a flat earther can't then argue that it was all pre-planned and pre-recorded. So having seen that he was live, Oakley of all people who despises us, I said to Toon, you should join his live stream. And he did. He joined his live stream. I filmed the entire interaction, which you can find on Conspiracy Toon's channel. From the moment he joined the thing, Nathan saw him. As soon as he brought up the fact that we'd been in Antarctica, the sun hadn't set, whole argument starts up, right? I wind up walking outside to show the video, to show the fact that we're in Antarctica. Toon walks outside with me, and there is about a 5-minute heated exchange of them yelling at each other whilst they are walking around the cameras. You know this point of the video because it's the one that Dubé brought up as the shadow length changing. That is Toon walking around Antarctica, yelling at a flat earther on the phone. You can see it in Will's video. In fact, I probably have it. I do. I'm gonna share this for you just so you can see. So this is from Will's 360 camera. Is this showing up?
I'm doing it right now. Go ahead. You're on.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the real-time video, and you can see I'm coming out the hut there. So this is us on the phone in Antarctica. So by your own admission here of you wanting somebody on the phone in Antarctica, Nathan Oakley was on the phone to somebody in Antarctica. It's all on video.
That's the proof.
But I can take every single one of these videos. I don't know if you noticed in that 360, I was also filming it. So I recorded that exchange on my camera here. So this is him joining Flat Earth Debate on Nathan Oakley's channel. And then he joins and he has the conversation. And then he goes outside. So this is now this shot from another camera. And you can take every single one of these cameras, piece them all together, everything matches perfectly.
There's a guy who
Right.
did that too. He drew angles.
He should have called me and not Nathan Oakley. Why Nathan Oakley? I don't understand why. Like what's
Because him and Toon have a thing.
Okay, all right. I understand. Okay, no
Him
problem.
and Toon have had a heated thing before. Nathan has been on record in the past and
Okay.
said you can't go to Antarctica, and if you try, you'll get turned away at gunpoint. Right?
Okay.
Me and Nathan have had spats in the past as well. Right?
So
Nathan is so fundamentally toxic towards Globers that it's a case of you can't turn around and say Nathan was in on it because Nathan
no, I'm not saying
absolutely
this. I
despises.
just want to know the connection. You know why Nathan?
So
Oakley?
no. So that's the thing. So it's a case of there's been exchanges in the past between them where there's allegations that have been made about of incidents that have gone on in the past.
I tell you why I'm asking that, because I don't know Nathan Oakley. I don't know him at all. You know, I just made like a video not long ago where I see him with Patricia Steer, which is clearly identified as a total chill in the flat Earth community. So that's why, you know, I tend to associate him with that woman. But again, I don't know nothing. I cannot say nothing. So that's why I wanted to know what was the link between you and Mark Toon and this. So check it out. Let's put it this way. Okay, let's play it more human. Like if I was talking to you as a brother, you know, here in Israel, and I will tell you something like this. I will tell you, would you be able to swear on your life, of your children, on the Bible, on whatever that's most important for you, that you were there? It's important for me to know. You know,
Yes.
Would you swear?
I don't do swearing on Bibles and swearing on lives and stuff, but I will bet my life I was in Antarctica.
Bet your life? How come you bet your life? You bet when you don't know. You bet when it's like gambling, like it's like when it's casino.
You asked him to do.
My daughter, right? My daughter has a snow globe with pictures of me in Antarctica, right? If it was all a lie, I wouldn't let her have that in her room.
I know your arguments. My question is that would you swear it? Would you swear? Can you swear now that you were there? I just want to
I
hear
swear
you
I was
say
there.
Yeah.
that.
I was there.
So say it. Say that you
I
swear
swear
you were there.
I was in Antarctica.
Okay, he says it.
through
Why don't you
17.
say it? Can you say it? You swore that you were in Antarctica or not?
Right.
What's the problem?
I can. No. There's no problem. There's no problem here, Sam. But let me just put it this way, okay? I have no problems with doing it. I'm curious as to why you want me to do it.
In order to see, first of all, your reaction, to see how you do it, how you say it, because one of my point as an investigator is also to judge people behavior, to see, you know, when they're lying, when they're telling the truth, when it's not true, when it's like there's something wrong with their body language, whatever. So this is why I'm talking like humanly. Say, you know, could you swear it? Would you swear it?
That's fine, Sam. But I also sort of look at people's body language and I look at how they react to things. And throughout this entire exchange, when I've been bringing up questions and bringing up arguments, you immediately try and deflect towards it, which to me is not the sign of somebody who is intellectually honest and trying to find the truth. It's someone who's got a preconceived notion and they're trying to bend things and twist things to suit. Your behavior is completely polar opposite to what I experienced with Jeran. When I had these same conversations with Jeran in Chile, his reaction was completely different. I would give him a point. I would give him an argument and he wouldn't try and run away from the argument. He would try and work out, he would try and figure out how something would be possible. He wouldn't just go, oh, it's not for me to try and figure out, it's up for you to prove it, which is everything that you've been doing during this, which to me, so far, you've not given me any reason to believe that you are being intellectually honest. And I only bring this up because I've already had people say, oh, would you sign an affidavit? Would you do this? Would you do that? I've said I've got no problem with doing any of it. I have nothing to hide. I have all the receipts. I have all the footage. I have everything from Antarctica here. I have already shown you. And you have absolutely so far shown no hint of wanting to find the truth. It seems you want to find anything to besmirch us. So I'm only asking because, so if you want a question from me and on the record, I want a question from you first, right? If I turn around and say, yeah, I swear that I was there in Antarctica, are you going to go, okay, I accept you're in Antarctica?
Well, so
No.
in other words, after your long answer, you still cannot swear that you were in Antarctica, or you won't swear.
You can't answer my question. If I can swear that I was in Antarctica, I've said I will swear. You want me to do it, so I want you to go. If you want me to go on record and say I swear I was in Antarctica, I want you to go on record and say if I swear that I was in Antarctica, will you then turn around and say, okay, you swore that you're in Antarctica, therefore I'll accept you were in Antarctica, or are you going to go, ha, look, he swore on his life that he was in Antarctica, he's a liar, he's a shill?
It doesn't matter what I say. That means like
No, it matters a lot.
No, it doesn't matter.
You
cannot
expect
say something
this from me. I expect it from you.
You cannot say something according to what I can react to it. That means there is something. You see, that behavior is not normal. It's not straightforward. If you want me to swear
no, this is the behavior of somebody This is the behavior of somebody who has spent enough time seeing the behaviors of conspiracy theorists.
Okay, you cannot swear.
And your response to this speaks volumes. That you have no interest at all in finding the truth. You want a soundbite of me going, oh, he swore he was in Antarctica when I could prove he's not because there's a line in the sky because I don't understand how 360 videos work.
The thing is, you just showed me before that with all that communication, demonstration that you were there, and I do not understand in communication and signals and everything. I'm not an expert in that. The thing is that now that you have something on me, I'd like you to to confirm as a human being. Like I would say, you can ask me to swear on anything. I'll say right away. I don't have to just like see, oh, what you want me to swear? Are you gonna? I swear that's normal. When I believe something, when I know about something, I swear within a second. But you don't want to swear.
I'm not saying I don't want to swear.
Swear.
You want me to swear that I was in Antarctica. I want you to swear that if I swear I was in Antarctica, you will swear. You swear to accept that I am telling the truth, that I was in Antarctica.
This is not enough for me to believe that you were in Antarctica if you swear it, but that is not enough for me to say that you believe in it, or you actually try to pretend you believe in it anyways. But that's because we have all this other thing. But the thing is,
right,
it's interesting to say.
You are proving the point.
Yeah,
you've asked us swear you're in Antarctica for no reason, because it's not going to change your opinion.
Of course, I don't know. I don't know the way now you say it. It doesn't change my opinion because I see that you're scared of swearing that you were in Antarctica.
I'm not scared. No.
You're saying it. You're trying to turn things around. Say, oh, if you swear, I swear. What is
Jeran's just swore. You've just heard Jeran swear. Jeran said, I swear. You've acknowledged that Jeran swore.
So I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Did I say that it's not true?
Well, I also know the game that you're trying to play. And I know the game that you're trying to play.
Which one?
And I'm playing your game.
What do you think?
You want me to swear? I've already said I will swear. I've already said I was in Antarctica. I've shown you everything that I was in Antarctica.
Sam, because you've already said that you already know the conclusion that we couldn't have been there. It can't possibly be real. That it doesn't matter if Dave says he swears. You're going to use that actually as evidence for him not going.
But we are here for the record. We are here to discuss it.
Yeah, but you're missing the point.
Show people,
you've already shown it doesn't matter what you've already shown that it doesn't matter what we say, that you're going to believe what you're going to believe. You're not going to take anything that we say and go, oh, that makes sense. Oh, okay, that you're right. Maybe that is that. You haven't said that one time.
And that should keep you from swearing on something that you say it's true.
Because it means that you're just going to use it against
it doesn't. Let's say it doesn't matter. Let's say I'm wrong. You think that I'm wrong from the beginning. So what do you care about if I say that you're still wrong? You're still lying.
I said it. I didn't care.
So yeah, of course, but I see that you associate here, just like has a problem with.
Well, and I'm telling you, I understand his point, because if this entire time you have not conceded one thing, then it means that him saying that isn't going to make a difference to you. So therefore, you're going to use it against him by saying, "Look, we know for a fact we've already determined that it was fake, and he swore, so therefore he's a liar." And so why would
you said you swore. I didn't say you were a liar.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit, because you guys have already trashed my name. My channel's gone. I don't give a shit.
I didn't trash your name. You trashed it yourself. You did that to yourself.
Really, by telling the truth? Yeah, I told the truth. And got trashed.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't forget about it. No problem. No big deal. No big deal.
I'm going to show you this real quick.
I just have something I want to.
This is my Uber history. Can you see where it says Punta Arenas? This is my Uber history. You can see all the Punta Arenas dates and flights. You can see December. I guess you can't really see that.
And can you produce all your tickets and itinerary? Like can you produce all this? Like all of them?
Well, you saw
Yeah,
my
I've got
boarding
the
pass.
flight ticket.
Okay, that's one
right
flight
there.
ticket. Okay, what else you got?
I burned my flight ticket with a magnifying glass.
Okay.
I could go get
Why
you.
not?
I
Why
could go
you
get
do
you
that?
my passport with the stamp from Antarctica that they had at Union Glacier.
But I thought
Or
there was
or
there's no need for passport for stamps or for visa because
so
it's a
I've
part of
got the
Argentina.
stamps.
It's part of
So
of Chile.
I've got the stamps from Santiago to
Yeah.
say I entered Chile
Yeah.
on 12th, no, 11th or 12th, can't remember off the top of my head, and that I flew out then on the 20 whatever it was. So I've got the passport stamps in my passport from passport control in Santiago Airport that says I entered Chile and when I exited Chile and nowhere in between, right?
But
I've got that. I can go and get it. I've already shown it before on a live stream.
So
The
that
stamp
will prove.
you don't need a passport. I'll clarify this before I go and get it. You don't need a passport to go from Chile to Union Glacier because Union Glacier still falls under Chilean territory, so it's essentially deemed as a domestic flight. You don't need a passport. However, at the camp they had a passport stamp bit that they said you can go and stamp your passport if you want with one of their ALE passport stamps to say that you've been there, but it's not like they don't have an official border control
so just
that you
like
have to go through.
just a stamp as a souvenir, like you were there and
Yeah, so they've got a souvenir one to say that for Antarctica, but I've got the dated ones for going into Chile and out of Chile, which I think Jeran's also just shown on screen for you there as well.
Do we have a stamp coming out? I don't know where I don't see that. It just looks like
I'm sure I've got a stamp on the way out as well. They stamp you leaving, coming in and going. I'm sure I did.
I understood that you were in Chile for some time, like for 2 or 3 days before to fly to Antarctica. Is that right?
We were in for 2 or 3 days beforehand because ALE say they need to do preparations to make sure that that you've got all your gear, everything that you need, and also because of the weather situations, the times can often change for the flight. So they say you need to be there a day or two beforehand in case we need to move your flight, and then also 2 or 3 days afterwards, again, just in case there's any delays. So yeah, we had to have a buffer either side of being in Antarctica that we were in Chile.
No problem.
And yeah, we've got passport stamps from Santiago that says we were in Chile at that time.
There's somebody in the back room on Zoom. Did you give the link?
Yeah, because you told me I could bring in anybody. So there's a guy that friend of mine. He wants to say something. So I gave him the link. Yeah, to come in. But it's okay. You just can.
Well, I can let him in, but you didn't tell me before, so he's not going to really fit in the screen.
Oh no problem.
But he's not. Okay, go ahead. I didn't know that. So I
have my question is this: if you were in Antarctica, in Chile for 3 days or 2.5 days or 3 days, did you eat there? Did you drink there? Did you bought some souvenirs? Did you do something that you can, provide us with, the proof of it, like tickets, besides videos?
So you don't think that my passport having stamped from Chile from 11th December 2024 is?
I'm investigating, so I have to know. I have to, to tie up all the loose ends. You understand? So I know. I want to know if for 3 days. Did you eat sandwiches that you brought with you from your house, or did you eat in restaurants?
In fact, we ate at the same restaurant like 2 or 3 times.
Do you have the receipts of these restaurants? I would have kept them because I knew. I don't know. Boleta.
So that is
for the record. We're gonna check that. No problem. What is it?
GetNet. So I bought something in Punta Arenas. It was a. Oh, I know what it was. It was a power bank charger. I bought an extra power bank from a shop in Punta Arenas.
That's good.
There's the receipt.
Can you show it clearly on the screen so we can just after that just check it out and no, it's open it. Take it by the corner like you see on TV. The cups of that.
There you go. Punta Arenas dated.
I have no problem. It looks no. I have no problem. Can you just open it so we can see the entire? Just open. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
For the record, so people are gonna ask me, why didn't you ask me to him to do that?
Yeah.
Just show it to us, so that can close that file. Okay, that's enough. I think it's enough.
There you go.
And besides that, that's all you got. You have anything else? Or that's all.
I had. Well, I had all my receipts somewhere because all.
But you understand. I'm sorry to to have to ask you for this, but you understand my concern. That means that it is something that you should have thought of. Knowing that you're dealing with
Well, I'm
crazy
sure that
conspiracy
Will has a lot of
theories.
that because Will paid for dinner a couple times, so I'm sure he
Yeah,
has.
of course.
In
That's
fact, I think I bought Dave
Will's
lunch.
got receipts. Because Will was paying for all of my stuff as well. He was covering my expenses, but I paid
Will
for
is
everything.
retired now. I heard he's retired. What's the deal with
I've
that?
not spoken to him.
Oh,
I
you
don't know.
don't know.
Well, he just says that he's not doing any more TFE stuff.
Okay. Can you make that friend of mine come in because he wants to say something? There is Vlad also. If you want, I don't know. You told me that I could bring in people, but if you can just, I know that they're trying to come in the back.
I added him. Everyone's going to get screwed up on the screen for now, so just.
Oh no! Don't say that.
What's all screwed up? Look at the screen. Everybody's
I'm
all
kidding,
screwed up.
Jeran. I'm kidding.
Oh, I could. I was going to hide you or Vladimir. What's up? Oh, who's this?
This is I don't know. There's two people. There is Vladimir.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here now.
This is
you guys hear me?
This is Vlad. Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into, first off, thanks for having me on. I'm not going to get all the way knee deep into this whole Antarctica thing. Jeran, we just want to see your tickets. We just want to see your tickets from, I think you flew from California to where you guys landed in. Hold on. If you could produce tickets, all right. I'm not going to go talk about all of this anomaly and stuff. I just want to see your tickets to Antarctica, not Punta Arenas, not anywhere in between, not McDonald's, no Uber or nothing like that. No, McKeegan. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Jeran. We saw whatever it is you produced. You had no problem. And here's the thing. The reason we're coming across this sticking point right now, and I'd like for you to understand this, is because you can't do the small things. If we're sitting here denying the fact that, or the claim that you guys make that you went to Antarctica, all you needed to do from day one was just present to us the tickets. That would make a lot of things more difficult.
So dumb.
I'm serious.
Okay,
hey, listen, McKeegan.
You don't think that's easier to fake than all the fucking video footage?
No. One
question,
You think
Vlad.
it's easy to fake some tickets? Then go ahead, produce me some fake tickets, please.
Okay.
And make sure it's serialized as well. And at the same time,
Vlad.
please produce. Hold on, McKeegan.
tickets.
McKeegan, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Jeran.
Yeah, we
McKeegan, not you. McKeegan, I said Jeran.
What do you expect us to have? So you think we have a
We're
plane
asking
ticket?
about Jeran.
I'm asking a
Jeran, we're
question.
asking about you.
I'm asking you a question. Do
Yes.
you think we should have a plane ticket from Punta Arenas to Antarctica? You think they handed us plane tickets? That's how we got on the plane? Is that how you
Do
think?
you not have an itinerary, Jeran?
Yeah, we have an itinerary.
Can we see it, Jeran?
Sure. I'll bring it up for you.
Okay, Vlad, just while Jeran's pulling that up, I have one quick question for you here, okay?
Sure.
One quick question. So you're saying the only thing that we needed to prove all of this was real was plane tickets?
No,
I
I
understand
didn't
you?
say
The
that.
first
That's
thing,
not
the
what
first thing.
No, that's not. Hold on. McKeegan, is that the end of your question right there?
No. I am just wanting to make sure I understand your argument before
Yes.
I ask you the question. So,
Right.
only
No,
thing
that's
Okay, so
No.
let's forget the whole right. So assuming then the video footage and everything else is a given, not that we're just going to buy a plane ticket and yeah, that's it. But your argument is the one thing that we needed to prove that we were going to Antarctica, along with everything else, we need a plane ticket.
to help
We
make
should've-
this easier for you guys.
We
Would
should have thought about this before. Yeah, you're
would
saying
be
we
to
should have thought about this before, as everyone should have kept their plane ticket as a clear-cut way to validate for all flat earthers that we were going to Antarctica.
Makes sense. Huh?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I think
so-
that along with hold on because I want to be truthful with you, Dave. Okay. That along with your itinerary. Okay. Because here's the thing. All right. Anytime you fly anywhere, anytime you're boarding yourself anywhere on a boat, on a plane, on a goat, it don't matter. Right. You're part of a manifest. You're part of a list. You are serialized. That's one of the easiest things that you should be able to produce, right?
Okay.
And then it's a receipt, kind of like you just presented a receipt of purchase and travel or whatever it is you did. You showed that, hey, I went. Now listen, Dave, I'm not asking for your stuff. I'm asking for Jeran's stuff. The same
Vlad,
way, hold
I'm
on,
not
the same
offering
way
you my
we asked.
stuff. I haven't answered.
No,
I haven't
you
answered.
just you just
You
showed.
haven't
No,
answered the
I'm
question.
saying
Yeah, I haven't
I'm
answered the
saying
question
McKeegan.
yet.
McKeegan, I'm saying you showed your stuff already.
Is this
I'm
not, is
asking
this not
Okay.
good
about
enough? Here, look
Jeran.
at this. Hi, Jeran. Please find all purchase details below. The next few days, we will send you all the information you need to travel. Here's your travel itinerary. December 10th, I left San Jose, just like my fucking ticket says when I burn it with the when I burn it with the microscope.
Chile.
Here's LA, went to
Okay.
Santiago, Chile, went
Mhm.
to Punta Arenas, came from Punta
Let me
Arenas
see.
on the
Wait,
20th.
wait. Let me see. Punta Arenas. Okay. All right.
This
And I
is
Where's
not
the
this,
rest
this
of
is
it?
not your itinerary. This is what you find before you buy a ticket. This is the itinerary of
Oh,
the
it's not
flight of the
dipshit.
ticket.
It says right here, this is your trip to Punta Arenas. It's ready. You're done. Here's your order
Okay.
number.
So
Here's
where's
your
no?
reservation
So
code. Shut
okay.
up,
So
Sam.
But
where's
it
your
doesn't mean you
ticket
went
to
there.
the?
You can
Where's
buy
the
it and
rest
just
of
not
the
go.
leg of the trip?
So I'm
Where's the
telling you,
rest of the leg
that's
of
why
the
I
trip?
asked you. I said that when you get to Punta Arenas, then you're taken by ALE. You're part of ALE when you go to Antarctica. It's not like
Okay.
a normal, we don't have any passport things we have to do. They didn't check my luggage. I took a fucking joint there. Kid didn't check my luggage.
So there's no way that you can produce other than a t-shirt
What do you mean? I
or
have
a
footage
keychain.
of me on the airplane, getting on the airplane, flying on the airplane,
And look,
getting in
Jeran,
Antarctica.
we need that receipt, bro. We need
Right.
that receipt.
Vlad.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. I
Wait,
appreciate
so
you guys
let me
having
ask,
me,
let me
man.
ask
Thank you very
Dave real
much.
quick. Dave, do you
You
remember
guys
what
have
were
a
you
good
given?
day, man.
Hold
Appreciate
on.
you.
Let me ask
Good
Dave.
luck,
Vlad,
man. And
Vlad,
you know what?
stop
Everything
running
that
off.
you asked for, but
Stop
no.
running off.
Let me tell you
Stop
something.
running
Dave.
off. I asked for one
Dave,
Nothing's ever
question.
good enough.
What's the
I've
question?
not even been
Go ahead,
able
go
to
ahead.
I've not even been allowed to ask you the
I
question.
apologize. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead, please.
Right. So, all this talk, this big sticking point, the ticket is the one thing, and by both of your own words, we
It's
should have
not.
thought about this before. So, my
Yes.
question
Yes.
is, why did neither of you, for the how many videos did Will put out beforehand asking for suggestions from people as to how to make the experiment better and easier and more provable? Why did neither of you think to message Will or put a comment to any of the people you knew were going saying, make sure you keep your plane tickets, make sure you show us your receipts, make sure you show us your passport
I'll be
stamps and
honest,
your itinerary?
Dave, I'll be honest with you. We thought, at least I thought, that this was going to be easy and honest, that you guys would go there and prove whatever you proved. I'm just being honest, right?
Makes
But when
sense.
you came back, hey, listen, you asked me a question and I'm giving you an honest answer, okay? When you guys came back, I had the gumption, I had the thought in my mind to say, hey, just give us some tickets. That's it. I was like, hey, and here's the reason why.
You don't even issue
McKeegan.
plane tickets
Dave,
anymore.
Dave, listen, would you, Jeran, listen, please. All you needed to do at that point was give us the tickets. Then we can further the discussion that you faked this, you did that, because apparently you guys went somewhere, right? That's in my mind. Now, I'm not speaking for all flat earthers. I'm speaking for Vladimir over here, okay? And I'm being honest with you. I'm being sincere, okay? Here's my thing. I didn't come up thinking that you guys would fake or do any of this shit when you guys said that you were going to go there, okay? I didn't. Why would I think that? Because you guys paid a lot of money to do all kinds of stuff. I didn't think that it would get to this fucking point. I really didn't. I'm being honest with you. You've got this puzzled look on your face like, what's he talking about? I'm giving you the truth. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So now we've gotten to the point to where you've had over 200 freaking days. Sure, you presented tickets a few times. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Witsit hasn't produced tickets. Jeran has produced tickets from California to Punta Arenas, and then from Punta Arenas, now it's a big question mark because there are people that can produce tickets from Punta Arenas going to Antarctica, Union Glacier specifically. We haven't seen any of that. And right there, I'm going to go ahead and land my plane. Please continue. Go ahead.
So I've got messages from, remember Katie, what was her name? Katie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got all the WhatsApp messages from her, but weren't we sent our boarding pass to Antarctica somehow on our phones or something?
I can't remember. I know I kept mine because again, this is the thing. So
what do you have?
Let me just take. Let me Vlad. Let me take your logic here and just you're going with the notion of you thought we were going to go and just film all of this and we were going to go to Antarctica. So you didn't think to question beforehand and suggest to us that we should keep all of this other stuff as souvenirs to prove everything.
Listen, McKee, is that the end of your question? And you want me to answer?
No, that is not the end of my question. You butted in before I could finish.
Okay,
I'm just
go ahead,
reaffirming what your logic is so that you can now appreciate the reverse of that, which is we were there. We went to Antarctica. We saw it all. So, and then most people just discarded most of the things we got given.
Why is my question is why? That's because you know why I'm asking is why? It's because it's Antarctica. Not everybody could go to these places. I'm just being I'm just being honest with you. That's why I wouldn't have thought that you guys would have thrown it away, because to me that's a keepsake. To me that's something that you brag to everybody. Hey, by the way, look at this. Hey, listen, I went to damn Oregon, right? You know what? I kept the fucking ticket so I could be like, hey guys, this is where I was. And on top of that, even if I didn't have a paper ticket, I have a digital one. But still, the first time I went to freaking Japan, got a ticket. The first time I went to Thailand, guess what? Kept the ticket. First time I went to where you at? I'm assuming you're in the UK. Guess what I did? I kept the motherfucking ticket. And this was back in 1997.
Where they were still handing out paper tickets.
If you go into one of the most remote places in the world, Antarctica, okay? I'm assuming, and it's my fault for assuming, I will admit that, okay? I assumed that you guys would keep the paper tickets. Apparently you have.
Sam.
And I'm asking Jeran for the ticket. I'm just being honest with you. Go ahead.
Great. Sam, do you have your ticket from when you went to Scotland?
My ticket? At the time I was a private investigation on a mission against a Scottish company.
Oh, so, okay. Do you have the tickets for any other countries that you visited?
Today? No, after like 25 years that I
managed. Why didn't you keep them? Why didn't you think that I might ask for one day for you to prove?
My man, it's 25 years and he's not under scrutiny. That's why.
And I didn't have to prove to anybody that I was there, only to my employer. That's all.
If you're listen, McKeegan, let me just explain it nice and clear, okay? You guys went for the final experiment, okay? Correct? You went for the final experiment, or that's the name of it. You guys went to conduct business, okay? When I was in the Navy, there is something called maintenance that you conduct. Now, maintenance is written in blood. You have a big old recipe card, basically, on how to conduct that maintenance, okay? When you're in the middle of conducting the maintenance, every once in a while, an inspector will come and observe you performing this maintenance. You following so far? While you're performing this maintenance, they're going to ask you, I need to see the instruction booklet that you're using. I need to see if it's up to date. And if there are any smaller parts, for example, gaskets, if you're using O-rings, rubber O-rings, and if you're using a specific lubrication just to keep this O-ring lubricated so it can adhere to whatever the object is, they're going to ask to not only see the O-ring, they're also going to ask to see the packaging from which the O-ring came from. If you cannot present to them the packaging, guess what happens to your maintenance? It doesn't happen. And then a whole bunch of other things tend to follow. So my thing is, what you basically you guys did was maintenance, a form of that same thing I just mentioned. And on top of that, those receipts, they serve as something called qualitative evidence, objective qualitative evidence. This isn't Vlad being a crazy conspiracy theorist. This is you conducting business. And while you're conducting business, you maintain and retain these receipts to present to anyone in case you're under some kind of scrutiny.
Right. I have 5.5 hours of video footage.
We're also asking, we also asked, what's his name? Witsit. We also asked him for the same thing. Witsit got scared than a motherfucker, couldn't present nothing. So all Jeran right now could produce is the tickets from California to Santiago, Punta Serenas, and all this other stuff. Listen,
it's not a ticket.
That's all we want.
It is a ticket. It had a confirmation number, dipshit.
No, dipshit. I tell you, dipshit. It's not a ticket, dipshit. Why dipshit?
What it is?
Because what it is, it's what I did many times. You can buy a ticket with your credit card, no problem, with your name on it and everything, and then they're going to send you the itinerary. It doesn't prove that you went there.
Okay, so the ticket does?
The actual ticket and the
paper ticket. Oh. Do you know that they don't use paper tickets anymore? Have you been on a plane in the last 10 years?
So where's the ticket that you went there?
Oh my God.
You get a boarding pass.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's the boarding pass?
Okay.
I'm finding it.
Find it.
So far, I got to find the WhatsApp.
Present the boarding pass and just give it to the guys. Sam,
Okay,
these guys are gonna do what they do,
I'm
man.
gonna have to just cut it short also because it's getting late now. I cannot talk
Yeah.
too loud. People are sleeping around. I
Oh,
just
I
wanted.
apologize. I'm
No,
sorry
no,
for
no, no, no.
yelling
It's
like that.
okay. You don't have to apologize. The thing I have something I wanted to tell you, because we have to cut the shit, and that I created like some kind of a small, very small, tiny organization called Alliance of the Dome. It's nothing much
Mhm.
really, just barely an internet site at that point. However, we have
Okay.
some people into that starting organization that are very competent and in analyzing stuff. And I told them to
Hmm.
translate to me a report they made to me, like we can say an intelligence report if I want to play it like we big about TFE. And
Mhm.
there is something about you that they are coming up with something about you, Jeran, that I believe that you should hear, that you should be
Mhm.
aware of.
No, I don't care. You know the amount of lies that have been told about me the last
No, no,
year?
no, no, no. It's just
Hmm.
Don't have to listen to any of
it's
that.
not a lie. It's not about you having done
Oh,
something. It's about
okay.
you your position today. So if you want, I can read it. It's going to take like a minute if you want me, but I think it's very very interesting.
Go
So
ahead.
okay, mission number. We don't care. Objective explanation. Okay, this is all we did. We did. Okay. Uh, okay. Deeper analysis. We call that in okay, we don't have to into this. Okay, we're going to go straight to the end. Okay, to the conclusion. Check it out.
Okay.
Because we have to have a reason why you're lying. There is a reason why for us.
Oh,
Of course, that.
or I'm not lying.
No,
Could be
I
that.
understand. I understand that what you have to say.
Could be
But the
that.
thing
Yeah.
is that
Man,
if we
Sam,
believe.
you be easy, family. I'm gonna let you ride, fam.
Okay, no
Peace.
problem. No problem. No problem. Check it out. Since we believe that you're lying and we believe that you could not do this
Yes.
TFE thing on your own, and that you had
I'm
some
like the
kind of a
worst person in the world, basically.
no.
No, I think the worst person in the world would be somebody that would lie to the entire human race about the shape of the earth for no reason, even if they threaten my family. What a dirtbag. So I'm just, it's nice of what you think of me. 10 years of putting in all this work, and you guys all believe me. Everybody trusts me. Everybody loves my videos till I tell you the truth about what I saw, and then you all turned on me. So go
but
ahead.
the problem is that you're saying the truth into something that's fake, like
That's
TFE.
what you
You don't
think.
come and
I was there. Go
okay, no,
fly down there. Go find
no,
out. Go
no
look.
problem. Did you find your
Do
receipt
do
yet?
you realize the lines of longitude, the degree of longitude at 53 degrees south would have to be 4 times the size on a flat Earth? Four
Check it out.
times the size.
While I read that to you, you can maybe look for your receipt there. Check it
Go
out.
ahead.
Hypothesis. Check it out. So number 5,
What-
because it's a list of things. The extensive, so it's a translation. I'm sorry, from Hebrew. I hope it's good. The extensive number of technical and behavioral irregularities concerning the entire TFE operation, along with their grossness, suggests that these irregularities may have been deliberately orchestrated.
What
6.
is this guy's degree in? Does he have a college degree in
No,
psychology or something? Oh,
it's just the first conclusion of a previous report.
oh, it's
I
just
don't want
somebody,
to.
just some nobody on the street. Okay, cool.
Okay. The behaviors of certain flat Earth prominent figures like David Weiss and Mark Sargent defending TFE through various deceptive methods, as exposed in the Weiss file report, another video I made on David Weiss, can also be considered as an artificial anomaly linked to TFE. Check it out. Artificial anomaly. And I'm coming to that. Wait a second.
Waiting.
Therefore, it is plausible to deduce that the TFE operation's intention was never to validate the shape of the Earth, but to obscure various different objectives.
No,
So
its point was
what
to falsify the flat Earth map. That's what it was, and it did that.
no. What we are saying here is that there are so many anomalies in your footage that some
No,
of
that
them.
you're claiming they're anomalies, and we go and show you that they're not.
Of course, I cannot
Okay.
claim what you claim. I have to
Great.
claim what I claim. So the thing is that there are so many anomalies, according to what I claim, that some of them or most of them had to be done on purpose.
Okay.
Now it doesn't make sense. You can say, okay, but wait a second, I'm going to explain to you about
Sure.
that analysis.
Hopefully, you're going to give us an example of one of those.
Yes.
Okay.
As mentioned in the Waste File report, the Waste File video I just made, mass media, sponsored social media, and fraudulent, like fake flat earthers, appear to share a common goal of discrediting and attacking the flat earth community while pretending to undermine the flat earth concept, cleverly promoting it by simply making it more visible, by publicizing it. Therefore, we believe that the Flat Earth community, rather than the Flat Earth concept, is the true target of these entities and individuals, and that TFE is part of a much broader scheme. Scheme, we say? Okay, like this. Now check it out. It's almost done. It is understood now. It's a hypothesis, in the report. It is understood that the transformation of the world is currently in progress, commonly referred to as the New World Order, which will witness the evolution of the United Nations into the first world government, as extensively proclaimed by numerous state leaders and discussed in recent history. We assert that this New World Order will be founded on the we assert that this New World Order will be founded on the acknowledgement of the true shape of the Earth, as suggested by the Flat Earth model depicted on the UN flag and by the symbolic cracked globe sculpture located in front of the UN headquarters in New York. All this is in the Westfile video. Nevertheless, we contend that the Flat Earth model they will endorse will have to be altered to align with the fundamental ideology of this new society. Consequently, the notion of Earth existing within a closed system covered by a dome will need to be modified to sustain the illusion of space travel, and the presence of extraterrestrialization. I'm almost done. This is going to come to you now. We believe that TFE is part of the agenda. We believe that TFE is part of this agenda. We believe that TFE has two objectives that are nearing fulfillment at this point. We maintain that by continuing to identify as a flat earther while acknowledging the possibility of a 24-hour sun in Antarctica within the flat earth model, Austin Whitsitt represents the initial phase of a lengthy process of developing a new flat earth model essential for that new world order. We assert that this is one of the primary reasons why David Weiss insists on defending the notion that TFE indeed occurred in Antarctica, despite his admission that the sun, the sky, and the entire TFE operation were fabricated. So what I'm trying to say here is that Whitsitt, TFE, okay, let me finish. We believe that by switching allegiances and openly betraying the Flat Earth community, Jeran Campanella represents the first step towards the criminalization of the Flat Earth community. So I'll explain you how. Check it out. There is something here.
You can go to Antarctica. You can go there.
Check it out. What I'm saying here. This is what the people here in Israel have analyzed.
I don't care about the people in
believing
Israel.
that you work for some kind of
Don't care what
entity,
they
organization, whatever.
Don't care.
We believe that there is a strong possibility. Check it out.
Stop saying that.
We believe that there is a strong possibility that Jeran Campanella could face assassination alongside his family as a false flag operation aimed at illegalizing the Flat Earth community by depicting it as a dangerous movement capable of murdering those considered traitors.
You are
We
dangerous.
believe that the best option for Jeran will be to admit publicly everything he knows about the TFE operation as soon as possible. So this is a report of the people that believe that you lied, that you faked, and that you are working for a much more powerful.
I'm telling you, Sam, that I swear that the trip was 100% above board.
So there's nothing to worry about. I hope so, because in that case it is logical to think that if admitting that you work for some organization, I don't know, CIA, Jesuits, I don't know, we don't know, that TFE is a part of something much bigger, much darker.
Of
course, at that point,
TFE was made out of Colorado.
TFE was not made for David Weiss, like he says.
No, it
was made for you, Jeran, and for Austin.
That makes no sense.
One guy comes back as a Glober,
I asked Austin to go,
and the other one comes back as a flat earther that believe that there is a 24-hour sun on flat Earth. Out of this, these two objectives can be attained. You understand? So there is a logic behind this. And again, I wish I'm wrong, but this is what I wanted to tell you. Because when I saw that, I said, we have to tell the guy. We have to tell him.
I have zero respect for people that are going to sit and call me a liar like you're doing. Zero respect. I thought that we had a 3-hour conversation recently, in which you had kind of seen that I had all this footage, that I had all my chronicled trip, that I've got 5 hours of chest cam footage, that I've got tons of pictures and
Well,
photos.
it was barely a
And-
conversation. It's like for 4 hours, not 3 hours, and you spoke about like 85% of the time. So I was listening to everything
Sure.
you said, and you admit it.
Remember, I
all the
recorded it.
demonstrations are fair.
Remember, I recorded it. So
nothing
I'll bring
to-
it up and show that 85% is a joke. You're just lying.
Okay, no,
Liar.
okay, show it up. No
You're a
problem.
liar.
Well, you
Sam.
were talking most of the time, like maybe
Okay, well, not
90%.
85% of the time, so stop lying.
Yes, go ahead.
Sam,
Please.
Yes.
this stream's been going on for more than 2.5 hours.
Okay, all right.
Two and a
We're gonna
half
come to
hours
them.
ago, 2.5 hours ago, I asked you a question that you haven't answered.
Okay, go ahead.
What evidence would convince you there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
If I went there and if I saw it by myself, but I will never be there because we know that there is no South Pole in Antarctica. It's like me saying, okay, I'm going to go on the moon to see if it's real. It's ridiculous. It's already fake
Right,
before it starts.
okay. No. So, only evidence that you're going to accept then is your own eyes. So, for starters, why are you here asking us all of this? Because the only evidence you were going to accept is your own eyes. And two, why, if you were really honest and going for the truth, are you not trying to do the same thing? Because you yourself already said before, people can go to Antarctica, people go there all the time. Those were your words when Jeran brought up thousands of people go to Antarctica. You accepted they do.
No
So
problem,
why
no
have you
problem.
not tried to do the same trip that we did?
To start with your first question, I lost my train of thought because you said at first why what do I do here, because I'm never going to believe you. So the thing is, one of the main reasons I'm here is to expose the way I think, the way you think, what you have to say, and what I have to say. This is not only for us, but also for the people watching us. You understand? So they can judge better. This is one. Now the second thing is again, remind me what you just said. I'm sorry, I forgot to.
So I've just asked you what evidence would convince you. You said
Yes.
see it with your own eyes. So
Yes.
why aren't you trying to go and see it with your own eyes?
Simply because I don't have to. I know that there is no South Pole in Antarctica. I know that there
Right.
cannot be a 24-hour sun.
No. Okay, so right there, and thank you, because as you just highlighted, this is being recorded for the
Yes.
entire world to see. Okay, you have just plain as day acknowledged you don't give a flying fuck about the truth,
No.
because you've just said the way for the evidence for you to know whether there is a 24-hour sun or in Antarctica or not, go and see it with your own eyes. Well, go and
Exactly.
see it with your own eyes. I don't have to. So you don't
Exactly.
care about the truth of is there a 24-hour sun or not. You're sticking with the belief of, I think there's a 24. I don't think there's a 24-hour sun because it doesn't fit my belief, and I'm not prepared to admit I was wrong.
But my answer fits your question, because when you say, what will it take? So I tell you, in the absolute, to know if something is true, you have to go there and see it. Now the problem with in this particular case, to go there and to see, to prove that there is 24-hour sun, I have to accept already the possibility of a South Pole and the possibility of a 24-hour sun, which according to our research is not possible. It's like
Okay,
saying,
so what you are basically saying,
I would go to Mars to prove that space travel is real and that there is like a Tesla Roadster in space. Let's go and drive it to see if it's real. You understand?
Right. Let's just be clear here, okay? So you're saying you wouldn't be prepared to go to Antarctica because you're not prepared to accept the possibility of a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, which means you are not prepared to accept that you might be wrong.
It's going to be very hard to prove that I'm wrong, because so far what you did is that you proved that you're wrong yourself. You understand? Of course.
No.
Of course.
No. This is anybody who is intellectually honest and truly open-minded of questioning things is somebody who is prepared to say, I think I'm right about this. The evidence so far is saying, I think I'm right about this, but I am prepared to accept there is the possibility that I am wrong.
Okay.
And right now, you've just gone, this thing here will tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'm not going to go and look. That's not skeptical. That's not open-minded.
Yes,
that's
it is.
cult.
No, it is the truth because I have to be truthful with myself. I cannot, on one side, have the proof
Okay, but
that
you're not being truthful.
that
if
there
you're
is
not.
no South Pole, and then say, you know what, I'm going to go to the South Pole to see if it's true. You
Okay, but
understand?
what if you saw the South? Let me ask you this: if you saw the
thing?
South Celestial Pole, what does that tell you? What is below the South Celestial Pole, Sam?
Again, I didn't
What
get
is
this.
below the South Celestial Pole?
I have no idea.
Okay, what's below the North Celestial Pole?
I have no idea.
You don't know what's below Polaris?
No,
So you're just dumb as a bag of shit then.
I'm not dumb.
Okay, right.
I'm not dumb. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I don't
Okay, well
need,
then
fine.
why are you here?
I don't need to give a shit
Okay.
to know that you're
Right.
lying. I don't need that.
Oh,
Sam,
why are you here?
let's not even go with going to Antarctica then, all right? Am I correct in understanding here that your perception of a flat Earth is based on the AE map at least? There or thereabouts?
No, not really. No.
So-
It's
so-
not that convinced me.
Okay, so what map of flat Earth are you going with?
I don't usually get involved into mapping, and I'm not that smart. I'm a very simple person. And when I came
Okay.
to flat Earth, the first thing I did when I investigated that is, first of all, not to prove that the Earth was flat, but to prove that NASA was lying, because it was for me like something impossible. So when I passed that step there, that I proved to myself at least that NASA was lying from day one, then I had a problem. I had to understand why do they lie and why do they spend so much money. So we passed that stage. Then the next step was, yes, go ahead.
If it's not AE map and you don't have a map, so you then therefore can't plot out what the sun is actually doing, how can you be so confident that there's no 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
I tell you, I don't need like 1,000 proofs, to know something. I just need one, maybe sometimes two evidence, two proofs. Okay, so the thing for me that first of all convinced me that NASA was lying is the moon landing, of course. And the only thing, because there are many things, the only thing that convinced me is that I saw that there is no crater under the moon landing and no dust whatsoever on the moon landing pads there. So that was for me a checkmate for NASA, and I just moved on, even though there are many more proofs that I put in my investigation, but it was enough for me. Now the second thing I did was to see how the media were reacting, to that flat Earth theory, and I saw also that it was clear that there was a big campaign of disinformation orchestrated against flat Earth all over the place, and that was not natural. That was like kind of engineered, kind of fashioned. So the thing is that I understood that there was a big interest for the media to discredit flat Earth, and that was also for me suspectful, but not enough yet to prove that the Earth was flat. Then I checked the Vatican, and I realized that actually something that I didn't know, that all modern science, including the idea of the globe, were actually invented by the Vatican Church. So that's one thing. Again, we can come back on that. But that was not enough for me to believe that the Earth was flat at that point. What finished to convince me, is the books I believe in. Since I'm Jewish, I believe in the Torah. So I checked, say, okay, let's see what the Torah says. Let's see what the Bible says. And I'm reading it in its original language, in Hebrew, not in English, not in fake translations, in the original scriptures. So the thing is that over there also I saw that never ever once the globe was mentioned, and everything went towards the direction that the Earth is clearly flat all over the place. So that was enough for me to become a flat earther at that point. That's all.
That lovely story, but that wasn't actually the question I asked. The question I asked was, how do you know there can't be a 24-hour sun on a flat Earth if you don't have a model layout for a flat Earth? I could give you a model layout for a flat Earth that would work with a 24-hour sun. You do an azimuthal equidistant projection, but you base it on the South Pole.
Well, the thing is that as long as the Earth is flat, if it's a shape, I know the flat Earth map, like the AI, I think you call
that
map.
right. So this is what I'm getting at. I don't need a specific map.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're going with this rough idea of a circle, North Pole in the middle, sun circle around it, basically lat.
There is a famous sentence, verse written about this by Solomon, and he says that the sun actually rotates around the north and goes along the south. It doesn't say that it rotates along the south. It's very precise what it says. It's a very hermetic language, very high high language. So that means that here it tells you clearly that's not a proof yet, because it's just an indication, but that the sun actually just rotates around the sun while going along around the south. So this is one example of things that did confirm to me that that plate there,
Well, they're
the plate
wrong.
model was real, and also it's on the UN flag. That it's not maybe exactly the same. I don't know. You didn't check.
Or the United Nations
Okay,
wants to
right
show
now-
all the nations on one flag, and the only way to do that is to put it like the AE map
Well,
because
right.
the globe.
So-
you have to show
that's a
both sides.
theory, but there is another theory.
Not a theory.
Okay.
That's the reason why.
Well,
So,
that's the theory.
So you think
just
hold on? I just want to get it. Do you think that they put it on the flag in order to tell us where we live and then lie to us about where we live?
No. I said that that flag was created like 80 years ago, and that the intention for creating that flag and the United States was always to create at one point a new world order, and that new world order will be based on the recognition of flat Earth.